So, enttäuscht mich hinein. You pathetic Bucks.
I feel like even going back to when they put this roster together, that would be an accomplishment for what their goals are.
It was a complete rebuild.
First pick. All right.
C9, a tiny rebuild. APA coming in the mid lane, but that one switch aside, they've still looked like they're continuing the momentum. FlyQuest yet to really reach the same heights that they had.
Okay, es wird Karma gegen Lucio Emilio.
Because we're already into the thick of things here, Jack.
Bin Sau ist raus, Javan ist raus. Aha.
Yeah, and very quick lock-ins, which I love to see when teams are
Nocturne?
for what their priorities
Ezreal Nocturne?
in draft. So running through it real quick. A couple of jungle bands with the Zig.
Nicht Vi, bitte nicht Vi.
Which is a flex pick
Bitte
ban,
nicht Vi.
and then also Orianna ban, which is what we've seen constantly. But Ash Seraphine is completely
Bitte nicht Vi.
with the first pick Karma. A lot of times that says Ezreal Karma will be able to outpush Ash Seraphine, so I don't love picking Ash Seraphine into it. Immediately Masu says, actually, we want to play Lucian Melio, and C9 ends up closing out with their bot lane as well.
And once you transition this into the mid lane, I love what Lucian Melio is able to do, rotating around between the two objectives, whether it's Heralds, whether it's Dragons. Such a powerful
Top 6 in LCS.
item spike here. Let's see what C9 wants to pair with that bot lane, though, because this... we expect the push. We've seen what the Ezreal Karma can do, and right now they're going to go for the Vi alongside it, so more of an engaged style jungler.
Yeah, I think that's a little risky going into Melio, who's very good at stopping hard engages, but it will still give them that guaranteed damage onto Lucian. And Masu, he plays so ridiculously aggressive on the pick, so the Vi is there to try and punish him.
Were you a Hitmonlee or a Hitmonlee?
Ja, Griffin spielt Shen Jungle.
Vi versus Melio. It's like the kick versus the punch, you know?
You tell me.
Ja, Shen Jungle für Griffin.
What is better?
Oh, I was always a Hitmonchan guy. I liked the punching. The boxing gloves just looked cooler for me as a kid, so...
I think we have Jungle Shen again, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a Griffin special. He specifically loves playing it into Vi. He played this last week and actually had a advantage on the Vi, even though they ended up losing the game. But all he does is he plays patient, he farms his jungle, and if Vi presses R, Griffin presses R on that same target, and then he like
Die Talia, was wollen die Ari?
Of decision making right there.
Yeah.
Very easy to approach that style of game. And we also saw the build. I mean, it was played top lane yesterday. Photon pulled it out and was doing crazy damage early. So I'm not 100% it's going to be jungle. I think that there's still room to flex it. We'll see if they want to do that later on here. It's a Nivea ban and Talia ban now coming in from C9 FlyQuest. So more focus on the mid laners from this point forward, as neither team is locked at.
Yeah, absolutely. The Talia
Rice Ari. Azir.
APA, I'd say both Quad and APA have really strong Talias now that she's a little bit back in the meta, so I don't think that's the last we'll see of Talia in this series. Ziggs ban makes sense as well. You don't want to give more
Also volles Gump, da läuft er.
to the Vial, because if you press R on the same target a lot,
Und er läuft.
fatal damage.
Yeah, plus the extra poke from the Ezreal, that's like just artillery.
Ziggs raus, schreit nach Azir für Quad. Die sollten Azir bannen
Let's
jetzt.
see what APA wants to pull out now, because when I think like Ziggs gone to
Wir laufen immer auf und ab, Nervosität.
now even like Victor and Anivia.
War das most obvious Azir ever, oder?
Focus for APA. I feel like the parents of the Vi aren't as obvious for me at this point, unless there's something I'm missing. So maybe
Sehr, sehr, sehr obvious Azir, oder?
I mean, Ryze is always available if they want to try and play side lanes a little bit, threaten with the Vi Ryze on side. But they do need to blind pick, and that's going to allow Quad to pick whatever he wants. Rumble going this late in the draft is always...
Kann Melon Azir spielen, würde ich jetzt, also kannst du bestimmt, ja.
His carry, and likely an answer pick here by Thanatos.
I've loved the Ornns coming into the meta. If it's locked in, it's just such a strong engage tool. You pair it with the Vi, you have two engage tools. But because you also have the Vi, maybe it instead is a pivot towards the Cassante. Thanatos locking that in, saying, yep, it's going to be Blabberous primary engage.
Well, it's interesting with...
Geht wieder Cassante. Ja, spielt dafür Kills in dem Matchup.
It is a losing matchup for most players, but I don't think it's a losing matchup for Thanatos.
Okay,
when he was playing it against,
Ja, spielt für Kills.
against Fudge already this year, he just ran him down at level 4, got the solo kill Cassante versus Rumble. Thanatos' laning is so good that it's almost a comfort pick for him in Rumble. We'll see if he's able to do that against Gakkos.
It's ridiculous what Thanatos has been able to do in lane. And I did forget something when it comes to mid lane pairings with the Vi, the Annie. It's another just point and click stun. You're able to set up the Vi can set up the Annie. You have a lot of burst damage. And
well, Aurora, Azir,
or team fight tools
Cassio.
to start things off.
And the Cassiopeia comes in as the last pick for Quad. An old favorite of his, comfort pick Cassio. I gotta say, even though the champions don't look super common on FlyQuest side, I really like
Ja, agreed. Ich mag den FlyQuest Draft auch mehr.
Winning top mid,
Agreed. Ich mag den FlyQuest auch Draft auch mehr persönlich.
It's winning. And then the bigger thing is they just have a lot of heals and shields to put onto whatever C9 tries to dive on.
Sure.
And then they have way more sustained damage. So I just think they've picked a lot of good answers to C9's dive composition.
It's a good point between the Cassiopeia, the Rumble, backing up the Lucian. That's more damage backing up an AD carry than C9 have with the Cassante, with the Annie. It's about
Mal
the
sehen.
front burst when you highlight the Shen jungle.
Weiß ja nicht so ganz, wer da später One-Shot werden soll. Oder One-Shot sein soll von der Annie.
But it's going to be on Griffin then to execute. Blabber did kind of have his number.
Garkas versus Thanos auf Top ist auf Freeman, ja, ich meine, sollte. Aber draft-technisch mag ich den FlyQuest Draft so mehr. Schauen wir mal.
As Shen into the Vi. The last time they played, he had a lot of issues, often trying to be aggressive.
Yeah.
He would contest the crabs or he'd contest the respawns of raptors. But here, all he's really trying to do is respond rather than get ahead of the Vi, because all of his lanes are naturally going to outscale what the other team has. So I'm hoping that Griffin comes into this game with a lot more patience.
I like the way that you framed it at the end there. Hope.
Aber dann sollte trotzdem hard-winning sein im Early Game für C9.
You never know what he's going to actually do when it comes to in the game. But game number 1, loaded onto the Rift here. Griffin will drop a ward down and spot if Blabber starts at the Raptors. Blabber saw that go down, so currently more information to C9's jungler.
Yep.
But pretty standard start, all things considered.
Let's see if Blabber tries to get in the head of Griffin early. It was very successful last time, but like I said, all Griffin wants to do is just clear his camp.
Da ist er jetzt immer stärker. Weil ich persönlich finde Medio Lucian einfach super OP auf Zweitems.
And I like that other ward there from Blabber to dropping it down to see if Griffin wants to go for an invade on the
Der Fire Touch auf Annie.
Blabber can actually pass up towards Krugs, go back towards the Raptors if Griffin gets two.
Geht dann wieder Leandris was auch?
There, but I don't again imagine that Griffin would do
Das
that
waren sicke Sidesteps von Masu.
for the farm. So instead I want to put our focus.
Das waren sehr sicke Sidesteps. Manta Q und SOQ gedodged.
Power farming, just trying to hit that level 6. Where do we think either team could start to put pressure early on?
Bot lane is where we're going to see if Karma Ezreal can get as much push as possible. Ezreal trying to stack his passive up, but Masu and Cryogen just play so incredibly aggressive in these 2v2s, and Vulcan's KDA is at stake.
Yeah.
So we found this out earlier. The best KDA by a tier 1 player this split, but also you would be on pace for the best KDA by a support in LCS history, surpassing himself.
Yeah.
When 2020 C9 went 17-1 on their way to a championship.
Nothing like taking your own title, taking your own record away from yourself. So we'll see if he can continue it, keeping pace. If he goes 0-0-0 for the rest of the split, he could do it.
That is very good analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
They would lose. He just never leaves base.
Yeah.
They lose 4 games
do it
in a
for
row.
the KDA record.
Passt alles.
KDA record.
Soweit.
But also, again, the conversation about how the jungle matchup went last time, I do like this kind of pivot from FlyQuest, because it really feels like they're growing as a team, and that was a question on a lot of our minds, is how would FlyQuest grow? This wasn't a roster that you look at and say they're going to smash right away. Some people maybe had faith in that, but I definitely expected them to be more of like a scaling roster, especially when you look at how they've been adapting to the series that haven't gone their way, because obviously they're not at the same caliber of last year's FlyQuest roster, which was kind of dominating everybody. This is a new rebuild, fresh young kids on the block.
And it's interesting how Griffin is now walking over.
Full on vision, by the way.
In terms of playing the early game a little bit
Mit the same time move.
the game here. AP has first move, so
Crap für C9, oder?
Yeah, actually,
Oh, Griffin hat so gegrieft.
Vulcan, nice.
Oh, war ja Griffin.
Now answers it back here. Griffin
Oh, Griffin, das ist so unserious. Oh mein Gott.
Tuzman
Oh mein Gott.
picking up the kill.
wow, that is
Disgusting. Achso.
I hate to say it. The
He did
last
the
time
thing.
they played, that happened a lot, and I could see
Wow.
Griffin's idea that they were just going to turn on the Ezreal Karma, but how? If you're not going to flash taunt,
Ja, legit. Also,
you're never going to be able to
ja,
have that
crazy,
damage.
crazy,
That
crazy, crazy.
immediately gives a little bit of extra gold over to Sven, who'd already returned for that early tier, and now is laning with double buff. So C9 off to the races.
It's going to get even harder for Masu and Cryogen from this position, who have been trading well up to that point, but the red buff, blue buff combo is just going to be too much. Sven and Vulcan will continue to push this wave in, and yeah, I go back. It was right after I was making the point, pivoting in the game plan, you know, trying to correct those past mistakes. that Griffin does essentially what he had done last time that these teams faced off. A reminder that they played twice in the lock-in, once in a best of 3, once in a best of 5, and the record was 1-5.
Yeah, Blabber
Ja, die Spot natürlich komplett guckt. Durch Double Buff auch. Ja, ja.
With the double buffs on the Ezreal and the
Sven's going for
Sven, du bist so
the kill under turret is punished. Cryogen with the turret help will get the kill. And now he's wearing the double buffs.
Oh.
Hit the home run and end up striking out. They had the
Du Köter.
They were gonna force a
Mensch, wieder AD Carry, ja, seit 2 Jahren schon.
But they go for the dive.
Oh, er macht mich so sauer.
I mean, they didn't even have heal, but the barrier ends up keeping him alive. Let's watch this one more time. So Sven has his passive pretty stacked up. Once he lands that Q, he thinks, okay, I can go in for the all-in. Misses his W, shifts in. The extra heal and shield from Cryogen's E ends up keeping Masu alive.
And body blocking the Q.
Unbelievable.
Body blocking the Q was huge there. Now the laning phase is completely flipped on its head, as Sven and Vulcan were kind of poised to run away with it. They're still in the lead, but
unreal, man.
And this is just a reminder of the history between Griffin and Blabber. So this is the start of 2026. Griffin recalled a story about when he went to the Chicago finals at 15 years old, and they started chanting for Blabber. He looked up to him, said he wanted to play a pro. He makes into the LCS, and he just gets bullied.
Yeah.
He gets bullied through the entire lock-in tournament, 2 weeks in a row.
Lane ist pretty over jetzt. Ja, mal schauen. Sollte sein.
As well as the first week of the playoffs.
Schauen wir mal.
Blabber just ends up killing him
War schon disgusting.
over and over, either at a Raptor, a Blue Buff, or at Scuttle Crab. And the question was whether or not that's going to continue happening today, because in the 6 games they played, only one of them was a win for Griffin, and Blabber had his number. Here, he does have the answer pick in his mind. He already died at the first crab, though, and now they're starting up this Drake, so we could see another fight.
And they see Blabber on the control ward that he just cleared, but Blabber
Solid Game für Crossmap. Oder halt, ne? Position ist Dogshit. Ist gut. Mitte wird geknallt von Quad.
Die at the crab, but you get the dragon. So Griffin is at least getting back on the board here and has not really fallen that far behind in the jungle clear either.
I mean, the failed 2v2 dive by Vulcan and Sven kind of forgives the sins of the first blood from Griffin, which gave Sven the double buffs once he already had his tier. That was such a powerful position for Sven Vulcan to be in that they were not able to capitalize on. Now Blabber's level 6, thinking about going for quad.
Just a little too far right.
Ja, mal Channel-Ulti, ne? Also, alles schön und gut da zu suchen, aber also, da ist immer Channel-Ulti jetzt available. Ich habe das Gefühl, Plays werden so schwer für C9, weil die halt immer Counter gehen können. Plays werden so schwer jetzt.
They've kind of all navigated back towards Deathfire Touch, so they're just nuking people, even if they're a little more vulnerable.
Ich habe Ada nebenbei offen, guys. Das dauert noch mal eine gute Stunde. Bisschen mehr wahrscheinlich. Mitternacht wahrscheinlich. Vitality gegen MCoy, Casey gegen G2 außerdem confirmed für Bracket. Ja.
I mean, it's a little different now. I don't think it's going to be the same as like old Jhin Deathfire. That was a fun one, but you know, it's still fun to have it back in some capacity. So far, Quad though is crushing that laning phase when it comes to CS, about you know, 2.5 waves ahead.
Yeah.
Now the bot lane will get a reset, but Quad's having a really good time, all things considered, in Davia.
He is, and he's also already itemized that null magic mantle, which is just important because the Cassio versus Annie matchup is a lot about thresholds. Cassio's going to have a lot more sustained damage, and it's whether or not APA can get him 100-0.
Yeah.
So getting that little bit of magic resist is just going to allow Quad to keep cycling his cooldowns if APA ever does try to go for the all-in.
And we did see that Sven stuck around for 2 plates there, so getting some of that gold back. But here, Cryogen's rotating to the mid lane to help Quad get another wave shoved in, right as the grubs spawn. Griffin's already heading up there. Vulcan's answering the roam from Cryogen. Has level 6 to Cryogen's level 5. And looks like Griffin will actually start up these grubs. Cryogen's sticking around as well, just in case something breaks out here.
Yeah, and honestly, all FlyQuest has to do is play a little bit of defense. If Blabber goes for an ult, then there's a chance that Griffin goes for an ult. Let's see if
over the wall. They saw Cryogen and Blabber lands it.
Channel Ulti drauf.
Season desist. There's the Stand United. Shen gonna keep Cryogen alive.
Ja, und Q cancelled.
They press R, you press R. Vulcan is here, but Cryogen
Was macht Masu? Alter.
Masu flashing over the vault breaker there.
Quatschig.
Looking for more damage on the Blabber.
Oh, das ist quatschig.
Blabber's out of there. Even Quad roamed all the way down from the mid lane.
Quatschig.
No kills on either side.
Ults burn top lane as well as Gakkos gets into a little scuffle with Thanatos.
Yeah.
Channel Define.
Series of events
Das war Master war
there.
schlecht.
Because top laners just wanted to be part of the action. Like, all right, they're having fun down there. Let's just press R on each other as well. But I want to highlight what you had said in draft chat. Vi presses R, Shen presses R. You're not going to find the same, you know, lethal picks here as a Vi when you're against the Shen comps.
Yeah, only one Krug taken, or sorry, one grub taken by Griffin as he was doing that when Blabber went for that play. Sends his camps a little bit.
Erste Channel-Ulti ohne einen Kill ist natürlich schon mal ein Bummer.
If Vi never gets kills,
Aber wegen,
then Shen's in a happy state in the game because really
Ex-Markenist.
just waiting for the scaling from the Cassio Lucian Rumble.
I will say Blabber's ultimate at level 1 at least until Shen gets more cooldown reduction comes up a little faster, so you could look for another play like instantly, but it's not like many flashes were burned. I guess Masu and Cryogen don't have them, so you could look bot side again. But you're going to have a short window to do that. I'd guess like 20, 30 seconds, not knowing the exact cooldown.
Yeah, it is 30 seconds, so it's a bigger window than you'd expect. It's a very beefy cooldown for the Shen on his rank 1 Stand United.
Ooh,
But he gets the Void Grubs, and he sees Blabber. That's a really nice timing for him to be able to clear the objective and also get vision.
APA now looking
So Hölle hat Cryogen da gerade zu tun. Was macht da?
Tibbers goes out. Cryogen has to pop the ultimate just to keep his
Was
health.
macht da?
Hä?
So random.
For APA to knock him down. C9
Drake in einer Minute, die haben wieder Blabber-Ulti ab dafür.
On Cryogen here.
Vielleicht ist immer das Tochterteam von C9. Ja, der FlyQuest-Spot kommt aus dem C9, also aus dem C9 Promoted Slotter. Ist korrekt.
I feel like fairly frequently gets caught while going for vision alone. You see how Griffin had just finished the grubs, so when he's going for vision there, APA can pretty safely engage on him, knowing that Shen isn't going to be there to cover, and they're able to get the kill.
I think Cryogen maybe a little false confidence for the last Shen ult. He's like, I'm invincible!
With no flash! I have my ultimate, though.
Unfortunately, does go down, so that's more gold in the pocket now of C9, specifically APA, who was still falling behind in the CS department pretty heftily to Quad, but having the Dark Seal 2 stacks now, you're kind of getting the stats back immediately, so you're not really falling behind as the laning phase continues, because Quad's also going to be going for more of a scaling build here with the Rod of Ages.
Yeah. Just trying to get that little bit of extra durability. Protoplasm Harness is also completed on Griffin to match Blabber's.
Channel-Ulti ist wieder available für den Fight.
The ultimates are back up.
Proaktiver Start von Griffin. Nee, nicht proaktiver Start.
By the next Stand United.
I will say though,
APA noch kein Tier 2 Item.
Pretty big deal as he's now going to be stacking that up and can just stay in lane pretty much indefinitely. You have the
Seht ihr den Swap?
L3 gen as well
Mit 3 Grubbies? Ich nehme schon.
With that little bit of magic resist, Andy's probably not going to be able to like burst you at any point to get you out of that lane. But
Und die DP in Bot, dann gibt es einen Dive auf Top.
As they will even TP APA down towards just to make sure that they get the objective.
Das haben C9 drauf passiert, ja.
Blabber for his Mastercard Power Spike is able to take the Dragon with that.
War ja auf 3, kompletter Unfall direkt.
The Dragon completely by moving their duo lane up.
Diven die das mit Channel-Ulti?
I thought, since they didn't
Oh
show
Gott.
lane, but they're going for a 4-man.
TP from
Das wird ein Unfall oder nicht?
Punish if they can kill the Cassante. He flashes away, tries to take the Pathmaker back, and now all out over the wall from Cryogen, trying to use the support to get out of there. Drain tanking up, but still goes down. Survived longer than expected, but will die nonetheless.
I mean, that's a good play to shut Thanatos down a bit in the game. He was doing very well in that lane. He had the new Doran's Helm start, which is a little bit actually weaker in lane for better scaling, and Cassante scales extremely well off the armor and MR that the Doran's Helm provides, and he'd finished his Canic.
Ja, wenn du davon ausgehst, dass du in Lane durchgejodelt wirst, dann ist es okay, da zu swappen.
When the Lucian Melio had been missing for so long, because if we talk about, since we have a pause, what had happened there, the whole time C9 was taking the Drake, Lucian Melio was off the map.
Yeah.
And I saw Thanatos recall to buy his item. I thought he was resetting to go deploy bottom lane because it was almost obvious that too many people were going to be top lane. But then when he teleports straight back onto the turret, I can see exactly why Griffin would use an aggressive Stand United to go for a 4-man dive there.
Yeah, and we see that Thanatos goes down, says gold picked up from the side of FlyQuest. They're able to deny some golden experience from Thanatos, but Sven was still hitting that bot turret the entire time. So I'm curious after this pause to see where that bot turret is at in terms of number of plates remaining, because they got the top kill, but like everyone's kind of low. I don't think they stuck around to really farm plates up there either. So it's putting down a Cassante. Historically, in my mind, Jad, putting down a Cassante by like a little bit of XP and gold doesn't do much in the grand scheme of things. I think that C9 getting extra gold onto their Ezreal will also feel good, but looks like it was a short pause either way.
Yeah, thankfully, a very quick one.
Yeah, one plate left.
It's one plate, and it's a decent.
Das ist okay, aber to be honest, das ist komplett in Ordnung. Jetzt auch den Lucian noch mitbekommen, ist solid. Lose it.
Absolutely, like if FlyQuest doesn't get Masu fed in this game, then they're going to have a really hard time killing Cassante.
Yeah.
Because when a Cassante itemizes all MR against the Rumble, he's also countering the other Soul Laner in Cassio. The jungle Shen with Protoplasm Harness doesn't do much damage, so it's all on Masu actually to cut through the Cassante, which is I think more the reason FlyQuest went for that dive was to try and get gold on Masu.
And Sven right now almost
Gott, ist hier super happy, glaube ich, in dem Lane Assignment. Und Rumble ist auch fein, hat immer eine Ulti theoretisch in so 30 Sekunden. Der ist spotted. Boah, Shen Ulti müssen sie bitte aufpassen, sobald die Shen Ulti ab ist, ist glaube ich jede Sideline secured einfach.
He's got his jungler nearby, but not immediately here. Throws out the stun. Tibbers onto Gakkos to help clear out the wave as well. And Gakkos is even going to go for a reset. No, he has to cancel that back, yeah. Otherwise, you're just giving the turret over for free, essentially. Yeah. But Sven, big spike here with the Trinity Force, and he's even getting more plates mid lane.
Yep, and he's got the Karma in his back pocket to keep him safe from any counterattack from the Lucian. You can also see Griffin just kind of babysitting a little bit on the bot side here while he waits for his Stand United to come back, but it looks like he was able to get that aggressive ultimate out.
Nächste Wave kann Gakkos theoretisch ulten.
Blabber being able to counter with the Vi ultimate of his own. And
wow, sie proaktiv Lane Assignment. Okay, cool.
We'll see where that one's gonna
cool, geht davon aus, dass Quad halt früher einfach, also Quad einfach früher sein TP wahrscheinlich. Plus gut, weil der Botlane jetzt gelaned nicht mehr lane kann.
And there it does get just that. So Sven gonna catch his next wave. Masu's gonna go for a reset. And Cryogen's sticking on Griffin. No, actually, Masu will stick around. Again, like being this low when there's a Vi on the enemy team can be scary. Suppose with Emilio, with the Shen, maybe you're even trying to bait them in, thinking like, hey, look how low I am as an AD carry, but you're still like missing the cannon minion, not providing pressure on the map currently, so we'll see if he actually goes for the reset this time.
Yeah, currently the Grubbies aren't doing much for FlyQuest because they're barely getting to hit turrets. But they are.
Ich würde auch einen Free Skin rausgeben bei Jinx's Turnier. Schon logisch alles. Bot moved in between, geht's wieder Botlane. Plus sie können immer noch antworten mit Shen Ulti jetzt wieder. Sehr solid. Gameset ist komplett even und ich glaube, Fights sind einfach FlyQuest favored oder nicht.
Griffin gets the Rift Herald though.
Yeah, there it is.
APA gets it.
Yeah, APA, he's just this is how APA plays, this split. I've noticed this a lot. Like, the team will be doing something, APA is just like, nah, I'm not interested. I'm just going to hit the bot turret. I'm going to stay in my lane and try and get as much gold as I can. And it's just annoying to deal with, because if Quad wants to hover in case there's a fight with the Herald, well, now, you know, he's not going to be able to catch that bot wave. And they're hitting the turret for the first time in this bot side now.
That's the secret sauce of APA, honestly. One of the reasons he's so good on Ziggs is because he just has a really good sense of when he can get side lane waves and how he can get turret damage done. I'd say the best metas for APA was actually
the Boots of Lucian.
Because he could just do this on Tristana, and he'd always end up with this like random 2,000 gold lead just because he plays side lane so well.
Although I will remind you, in Lock-in, the only game FlyQuest
komplett gemockt auf Midlane.
The legendary game where it was a 4v5 fight at Elder, and APA on Azir was just hitting the bot turret the whole time and refused to come. So sometimes it also loses some games. As this mid turret, very low as well. I mean, Sven's just getting around and getting paid with these plates over and over again. It's not a massive gold lead overall for C9 as a team, but just individually, Sven is kind of set up to be the carry. Yeah, I mean, how hard is this game for Masu to play right now? He is consistently under his turret, and he's about to lose the mid-tier 1 just to the Ezreal Karma. Also, the Annie Vi were in River, not on Vision, but looming, so that FlyQuest is scared of making a play, and they're probably just unable to enter River here, and the second Drake is going to go over to Cloud9. Seems like it.
Welcher Weißskin ist das? Sag ich dir gleich, wenn ich ihn sehe.
Walking up, gets the stun there onto Griffin, who still gets the Herald down. Remember in days past when you could actually cancel that animation.
The dark days.
Yeah.
Project.
The 4-second Rift Herald channel. They're going to kill this Herald, I think.
It's not getting the charge off. Yeah, it's hitting the waves. Gonna go for an auto, and that is a wasted Rift
Herald.
Wow. C9 gets the dragon. They get back to the mid lane.
Final C9 oder was?
And they have been playing a very good game when it comes to turret control.
2-0 oder was?
Turret, mid turret, not giving a lot
Vielleicht ist es keine Position, die kriegen aber auch nicht genug Gold, dass es sich lohnt, das jetzt zu droppen.
Jen Vulcan, just imagine how even more oppressive they'd be if they didn't gift that kill over on the turret. Because they've been really applying pressure. The whole lead for Cloud9 is just created by this Ezreal Karma. I'd say even the Drakes are created by the Ezreal Karma because of the permanent prio they've had.
Speaking of pressure, though, it seems like FlyQuest are trying to put some pressure top lane. They have 4 members here. They're going to go for Thanatos. The Equalizer's down, roasting him up. He goes for the flash away. If Thanatos gets out of there, has to commit the summoner spell.
But FlyQuest is going to be able to get this turret down most likely. Thanatos could try to teleport back in, but that turret's going to die too quickly.
Yeah.
So that'll make
Gut, Escape plus auf Bot, dann pusht ich hier noch die Wave rein. Ja, ich glaube für C9 ist es wahrscheinlich okay, dieser Game State sogar. Mal schauen. Also, bisher hat vielleicht jetzt noch nicht gezeigt, dass sie irgendwie gute Positionen bekommen, makrotechnisch auf der Map.
So this will help Quad equalize a little bit, still 500 down overall. It's kind of Gatkos holding the fort here for FlyQuest. He's the only one with a significant lead on their side, essentially matching Sven and keeping the gold across the board relatively even.
It is, and I know he's in a winning matchup right now, but we have to mention the champion pool for Gatkos. Rumble, not a tank. Rumble actually one of those carries, which he is 7-1 on so far in the spring split. 1-4 there on the tank, so has opened up a decent lead for himself. I will say most of that lead is when he gets the squad to come help him.
Sure.
Because I think Thanatos was holding very well in the 1v1. It's just when he gets 4-man Dove is where Gatkos starts getting those little leads.
And they've got 2 of those now. One actually worked after the TP, big punish. The other one, they just get the flash. And Thanatos is going to be fine just back up in that top lane. So it looks like AP.
Ne, müsste bei den 15 Jahre Event gewesen sein mit Cosplayer, Sivir und so.
Backup for Gatkos. He has the stand united, but in comes Blabber and the rest of C9. That's a teleport to cover. The taunt lands.
War kein Damage oder was?
Gatkos flashes. Looks like it's going to be a one.
Losing fight für FlyQuest.
But Gatkos is living for a while. Now the rest is
Losing fight für FlyQuest, yep. Unless. Ist Quad OP?
But Thanatos leading the charge for C9 pulls him back.
Thanatos ist unkillable oder was?
Mystic shot over Mystic shot is now Quad having a flash as well. Sven is unleashing this fight, and C9 hold their ground and define their territory. FlyQuest got to get out of there.
That is crazy that it only ends up being a 1-for-1. I thought FlyQuest had gone too deep.
Wow, Sven traded hard.
Yeah, there's the
Sven traded viel zu hart.
And almost throwing the play, and now he's kind of leaving his jungler out to dry. Blabber has to ball breaker over the wall. Ooh, Sven is playing on a needle's edge here, really trying to push any lead he's got.
But the game stays incredibly close. Griffin was able to chase down that.
Seht ihr, wie viel besser eigentlich die FlyQuest kommen sein sollte in Fights?
Temporary tempo gain for C9. FlyQuest to be able to get these waves cleared. This did start with APA just having a bunch of damage.
Oh, Kid ist einfach OP, finde ich. Weiß nicht, ob Cassandra so gut ist. Persönlich der größte Freund von.
Nice blast code there by Griffin to delay the vibe, but then he realizes, wait a second, my Rumble actually needs me. I'm going to die. Everybody TP's in, so Rumble, Cassiopeia, Cassante, and coming up here, watch for Quad's Cassio ultimate on this re-engage. I thought this is where the fight was either going to start or end. It's going to be in the tri-brush that happens in a little bit. Everyone on C9 manages to avoid this stun, which is just crazy.
Ooh.
That buffer by Thanatos, like how does he avoid that? That's
crazy.
Insane. Doesn't lead to a kill, but really intense fight here.
Oh, you can see Griffin, physical reaction there. I think the FlyQuest realized maybe they could have gotten a little more. C9 really pushed for that. I liked the start of it. It went a little longer than expected. I think both these teams trying to show off a little bit on Summoner's Rift. Prove that they are the better one.
A sneaky little play here that is spotted by the blue trinket. No.
I mean, they can commit. Thanatos' bot side, no TP.
So Cassio Shen kill it so fast, but C9 knows it's happening.
Oh wow, der ist actually nicht so schnell, wie ich dachte.
C9 are realizing what's going on. That's a teleport in from APA. And now FlyQuest, do they actually want to commit for it? Gatkos TP's in. Thanatos is not there. It's a 5v4 for FlyQuest. Big damage is equal.
Sven hat kein Flash. Sven ist raus aus dem Fight.
To start the fight.
Oh mein Gott.
Kill the jungler and Baron.
Sie können ihn nashen, oder? Oh, die können. Oh, sie raw-doggen. Oh, sie raw-doggen. Und sie kriegen ihn. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott, das piece of shit of a comp. Die C9. Sven geht drüber, oder?
But FlyQuest get the Baron. Can Masu get out is the question. He's got a blast.
That's out.
Recall.
I mean, if he just presses B right now, no, he's taking the long way around.
That's out.
Can C9 catch up?
I mean, I feel like they can with Ezreal Karma, but he has the empowered recall.
Oh, he was looking for the back. Oh,
Oh, man, das ist nicht geplant.
waiting arms. Masu will go down, tries to trade one back, but C9 will pick up 2 in the extended play.
Warum ist er nicht gebased? Warum hat er nicht die Vision Plant benutzt? Idiot.
But the main takeaway for me is FlyQuest are complete psychopaths. The Barons at 7,000.
Yeah, this to raw doggen is crazy.
TP and they say, no, we're good. We know it's 5v4 temporarily, so they burn down
Wow,
Blabber.
da war kein Flash auf Sven, das heißt, der muss halt ein wenig mehr Reserved spielen.
Baron shredding them. They decide to finish the Baron, but they
crazy.
almost get away with the whole thing. They know there's no smite on the other side, so they can secure it with the smite. Gakkos has no ult, no flash. He has to bail out the backside. And if Masu was able to get out, it would have just been a 1-for-1.
Got some Drake Soul point.
But now that they've lost 2 and the Drake, I think it's really debatable whether or not that was a worth play.
I think the Drake is the bigger part. As we're back to life here, Thanatos finding Griffin, trying to take away the red buff. Blabbers here, Vault Breakers, just to go for the camp itself. Griffin will blast cone away and gets out of there. The third Drake.
Was ist denn nicht worth it for Fly? Wow, sie haben immer noch 3 Nashes. Wir sagen normalerweise, ab 3 Toten ist Nash nicht mehr so worth it.
Yeah, biggest bait of 2026 is actually Baron. They're down 700 gold off the 2 deaths, and they've also lost the...
Schauen wir mal.
Out of the turret.
Oh, er hat so Angst zu Autotecken. Cryogen lebt.
Cryogen almost one shot.
Er nimmt Thanatos mit.
Now the rest of C9 are looking
Oh mein Gott.
here. They're getting out of the Masu.
Oh mein Gott, die haben so den Fight gechoked.
Lucian caught out of position as the front line did not hold for FlyQuest, losing their AD carry. They got to back off here as C9 push midway.
Didn't see quite how Masu got in that position, but that was through the Stand United.
Yeah.
So a massive amount of burst.
Yeah, horrible.
C9's able to get
Horrible
on
team
Masu,
fighting.
And that just makes that Baron power play even less effective.
I feel like FlyQuest might be rattled. Like, they had 3 people in range to auto that turret and just get the turret plates, and nobody hit it. Like, they're so focused on the fight, I suppose?
Yeah, I don't think they could have finished the whole turret, so it's more important to focus on the fight. Maybe Ellis is in their back mind about not being gold.
I'm clicking forward right now.
Okay,
Watch me, watch me.
No flash, cancel still.
I got Melio.
Yeah. Miller 1 is B.
Miller flash.
I'm looking.
I'm disconnected from user. I'm disconnected
Looking
from user.
Lucian. Looking Lucian. Lucian.
Coming.
Schöner One-Shot.
Big shield here. Nice. Look Rumble, guys. I'll catch it all.
Thompson's solid, to be fair.
I'm no mana.
Yeah,
I can't go. Already really good, guys.
Yeah.
Melio flash there.
We break the Baron. Lucian flash too. Lucian flash. Okay, nice.
Lucian, Melio. I'm basing.
Thompson's sehr solid.
In 100 gold.
Don't fight. They're
After
strong,
base,
okay?
Or cast ult. Use ulti.
Nice, guys.
Good job, guys.
Clear comms from C9 there. You could see it was actually Thanatos landing that Q3 on Masu that threw him back into the team that forced Masu to try and dash flash away. They're still going to try and break this mid turret though.
Again, one auto. Boom.
There we go.
Big damage as FlyQuest will now finally crash.
Eigentlich sollte FlyQuest immer noch so stark sein.
C9 and trying to get some gold back in their pocket. Still a gold lead overall for C9 as Masu actually looks to jump in on Sven. This is the scary thing about Lucian Melio is like at any point, if you're too far forward in the lane, they can just press E, press E.
Standard Sky ist auch besser einfach. Standard Sky ein besseres First Item.
Also got those new boots.
Und dann Cleaver meistens besseres zweites Item.
I heard Hysterics call them the gluttonous Greaves.
I thought it was gluteus Greaves that he called them. Somebody called them that over there as well.
So there are a couple things.
Producers just said gluty booties in my ear, and I need everybody to hear that. I can't be the only one.
So like glutinous Greaves, like they're gluten, or I like calling them glute boots now. I just feel like that's easier. Yeah, that's just easier than gluttonous Greaves. So Masu with the glute boots, but he has not stacked them, which doesn't happen that much in pro. There's a big debate going on online whether or not these boots are worth it in pro, since the pace of games is so.
Waren Standard Sky noch? Verdammt gute Frage.
Omnivamp just takes so much longer to turn on, particularly evident in this game.
Yep. I think the moral of the story, though, is there's a lot of funny names you can call those boots.
Yeah.
And that's good for everybody.
It's only 5% Omnivamp now, 27 minutes into the game. Hello, Thanatos. Hello, Cassio.
Good catch. Oh, wait, counterplay, oder? Nope.
Now, so FlyQuest committing a summoner spell, a TP, and an ultimate.
APA flank.
Get quad out of there, and C9 just back off and are looking no worse for wear.
But multiple ultimates there. Gakkos did get the wave, and his ult will be up pretty soon again. It's level 16 now, and soul point, or the actual soul, won't be up for another minute, so Rumble Ultimate will be fine.
But it gives, I guess, credence to how these teams have played so far in this game. We're scrapping over lane states and game states that I don't get used to team scrapping for. Because, like, when it's a Dragon, yeah, team fight makes sense. When it's a Baron, yeah, team fight makes sense. But they're fighting when there's no objectives up, and they're looking for these picks at different times. And I think it's showing that they just want to play fast League of Legends right now, as another turret will go down. Gakkos picking up the
Ja, ich war ein bisschen wütend. Ja,
Yeah,
mich auch regelmäßig im Split.
So he's wanting to get that Zoni's Hourglass as soon as possible for
Aber er kann sich hier in dem Game redeemen. Er muss richtig ackern, was Damage angeht und so.
Just trying to accelerate his gold for this game-changing fight. There it is.
Okay, not bad. Gakkos picking up a big team fight item, as this next team fight will be very important for FlyQuest. Giving up this Dragon Soul, not wise. C9 want this one, and currently are trying to jockey for mid lane position here
Quad's
with
got
their
the
push.
Cassio flank.
Yeah, Cassiopeia walking up. C9 spotted it out as a TP will come in.
Weiß das decent.
The rocket belt.
Vor allem, dass Thanatos so viel Zeit schon rausholt alleine.
Equalizer used and just kind of whiffed. C9
Aber die geben Soul. Die geben Soul. Oh, war ja. Nee, das ist Coke Decision. Horrible Decision.
Ezreal Karma. So they're just going to try and burst this Nash, though.
Ja, können sie nicht, oder?
They'll probably be able to get it, but this could be a repeat of the last fight because Blabber's staying on Soul.
APA still has
Thanatos kann er, Thanatos.
Group up. It's really scary for C9, although it is Blabber at the Dragon, so C9 will just go for the 4v5 fight in the pit right now. Thanatos is in there again, and the Baron goes down again.
Weil kommt jetzt.
Gakkos
schon tot, schaut auf Sven. Blabber kommt jetzt. Ja, Flash Engage von Bliffen ist halt useless. Blabber ist tot. Wait, what? Wait, what? What?
Thanatos low, has to jump away. Blast going to safety for the 3 members of C9 still on Summoner's Rift, and FlyQuest get the Baron.
Ist meine weiter gerade 1 gegen 5 reingejumpt? Statt das Spiel zu spielen?
Oh, Mastu's chasing.
Mastu's gonna go for even more. We'll get the kill onto Thanatos eventually. The shield's coming up. Thanatos buying time.
Der ist auch noch tot.
Now, next to be chased down. The fight went so long. Equalizer's back. Gakkos roasting up the Karma, and FlyQuest just found a 4 for 0 and Baron.
What a high pressure performance here by FlyQuest. The difficult choice to take Baron for Soul, and since C9 had the Soul, they were confident taking a temporary 4v5 as Blabber arrived.
Schaut mal, was macht meine Vi jetzt hier?
The sustained damage from Masu and Quad is so high. They push Thanatos out of the fight, and Gakkos buys so much time on the outside. Watch Griffin on the left here. After taunting, ults back in to keep FlyQuest alive.
Bitte.
Quad is able to land the
Bitte reicht.
onto Sven from the Cassio ult, and the rest of FlyQuest can chase them down.
Beautiful play from Griffin right there. Essentially 1v3 on the side while Thanatos was in the pit, and he's got a lot of magic resist. But eventually, all that AP from the Cassiopeia and the AD from Lucian will get through that health bar. FlyQuest wearing purple again. Let's see if they can get more for this Baron buff. Already a 5,000 Baron power play.
But I feel like the game is still in a very close state because that Soul is not going anywhere, but FlyQuest definitely feels like they've hit a power spike with the IE onto Masu and 3 items on both of their solo laners.
And the Baron, or rather the Dragon Soul, you know, there's a stipulation as to which Soul.
Erneut, na, komm-technisch war das von Anfang an eigentlich schon FlyQuest favored, aber oh well. Irgendwie ist der Lucian, sieht so fucking useless aus, oder nicht? Wie kann er nur 3 Items haben? Da stimmt doch irgendwas nicht.
That's when the map control really comes online for FlyQuest, but they can't get caught out here. Knockback on the Quad, he's got Gakkos behind him. Actually, massive damage on the Thanatos. I guess not enough magic resist for those two.
And the ultimate from Shen comes in over the top. They shred
6 Nash-Play diesmal.
the Bloodletter's curse.
Mal wieder ein Ace-Circus hier, ja.
Now they can continue pushing with this Baron. No front line for C9.
FlyQuest have struggled against C9 so far in 2026, but a reminder that if they win this series, they lock top 4. They're looking for that as the Timber stun on Amasu, but he's too much shields, too much healing. Cryogen keeping his 80 carry topped off right there, and that was the one punch from C9. Tibber is down for another about 30 seconds here, but looks like FlyQuest will back off.
Yeah, I think they're going to take their bags of gold to the shop. Not even close. Masu's fine. Able to reset. A lot of gold across the board. 2,000 gold for Masu, about 1,000 for Blabber and Quad. they got to be feeling pretty good, and a death cap completed for Gakkos. So he has been... How does he have so much gold?
5,000 gold lead for Gakkos.
How does he have so much gold?
That's literally this. Gakkos'
like,
wallet.
He's up 30
just right
CS and 2 kills, but 5,000 gold. It's almost like every turret has gone to him.
I believe he got 2 of the 3 turrets, because Quad got the top one. Gakkos was present for the mid one.
Dieser Rumble ist Potenzial der OPste Rumble, den ich ja ganz lange Zeit gesehen habe.
Game on has been. Big shields come in from Vulcan, but that's heal as well. So Summoner Spell down.
Also no joke, Potenzial der Nash, der OPste Rumble des Jahres. Fehlt nur noch Shadow Flame.
Threat all the time of Masu finding that big push. The empowered damage from the Melio passive is crazy on top of Lucian CBS.
Yep. This is
Ja, der Rumble hat nur fertig, ich weiß, fehlt nur noch Shadow Flame.
really lethal.
Wie hat Masu so wenig Items? Das stimmt doch irgendwas nicht, oder?
A little bit, and then also just they have so much counter engage built into their comp, and that's what we're really seeing in these fights. If Thanatos finds a catch, he's almost just pulling in trouble rather than pulling in someone that he can one-shot, because the Cassio's durable enough, the Rumble's durable enough, and when you add in the Shen, Guardians stand united on a level 16 Shen, now 17, it's just too much to burst through, and then FlyQuest is just winning these delayed fights through the Chemsol.
Yeah. And I like that you highlight even like Quad, so much HP stacked in this Cassio build, plus the Seraph shield, so that's not an ideal target. Gakkos has the Zonias. That's not an ideal target. If you can get on Masu, he's going to have Emilio in his back pocket, so I guess finding Cryogen is the goal at this point. And they found him twice early game, but we're not in the early game anymore. We're not going to have those same avenues as C9 currently grouped up as 5 around the top side here, or rather bottom jungle. Thanatos all alone. C9 going to have to try and back up their top laner. Vulcan will get the shield on him as Gakkos will continue the chase down. I mean, yeah, FlyQuest aren't really threatened right now as they're hitting Thanatos.
And if you try and turn, that's when the Shen ult hits, so they're kind of just chasing with impunity here.
Blabber separated from the rest of the team as well. The Equalizer
disgusting. Disgusting Equalizer.
To Griffin. Now Blabber's joining up with the rest of the team. Thanatos still topping off right now, but a little chunk goes over into the Dragon Pit. I don't think it was spotted by FlyQuest.
Disgusting Equalizer, macht so viel schwieriger jetzt wieder.
On the wrong side of the rift. Dragon's coming up.
With no Tivers, though, the engage from C9 is a little bit weaker. Blabber doesn't want to just fly in with Vi ultimate because it would be answered by the
Masu, du musst jetzt sofort anfangen,
They gotta find a way to kill Masu right here. He's got the Emilio in his back pocket. Quad's a little separated from the team as he's gonna
Sven hat noch okay Mana, aber nicht mehr viel.
Poke needs to land here. That's really the only way that C9 can get damage down.
Yeah, it's got to be Thanatos creating space. Maybe Blabber finding the Vault Breaker engage.
Tipper's actually up in
Equalizer nochmal so 15 Sekunden.
Quad is able to push the mid wave, and now we're fighting for the Dragon.
15 Sekunden für Equalizer.
Down to a smite fight. Thanatos heavily chunked.
Flash Engage von Thanatos.
Does not land out of Masu, but
Quad tot. Nee, Quad. Oh, Shen Ulti.
Keep him alive for a little longer.
Masu ist OP.
But he'll be traded for Thanatos.
Gakkos Ulti gleich wieder ab. 2 Sekunden.
Stun lands on the
Equalizer.
Flashes back with the Vault Breaker. Masu's alive. And
GG.
Blabber's in trouble. Straight out of the Guardian Angel.
G. Maybe.
Goes on a killing spree.
It's GG, right?
Yeah. Kill the enemy jungler. No contest. As Ven goes all the way back. He's the only hope for C9 to stop this. As already Vulcan goes down. That's going to be a dragon picked up for
Die haben keinen Smite.
No smite.
And now they want more. Sven taunted up by Griffin. Masu with the double kill. FlyQuest win the fight and get the objective.
Yep.
Man, you can really just see the team comp difference in these fights as FlyQuest
Fette Comtiv.
The longer it goes.
Das ganze Potenzial, ich glaube, also das ist so fette Comtiv erneut angesprochen im Draft schon. Jetzt siehst du es.
Everyone on C9 is dead except for APA, so FlyQuest is looking to end right here.
8 seconds on Thanatos. I don't think that's going to be enough. Okay. APA is going to go for the teleport. Extra move speed, maybe looking for a cheese play right there. Finds a big stun on the Gakkos, and that is a shutdown, trading his life for the Endeavor. 1-for-1, teleporting for Thanatos. Low health and Cryogen.
Stirbt er? Zu viel oder nicht? Viel zu viel, Brodies.
The Pathmaker out of there is now the Vault Breaker charged up by Blabber. No flash available. Can't get onto Griffin. Masu still
Er hat Cunning wieder ab. Egal, Q rein. Ey, du bist so disgusting. Okay.
Just out of range as Blabber gets to safety.
I think a bit of a misplay here by FlyQuest after getting the Elder Dragon. They could have just gone straight Elder to Baron. Instead, they just cleared the inhibitor. And then even that extra stick around, they spent most of their time just breaking through the empowered shield from Thanatos' teleport. I think they'll still get the Baron, but that's almost half of Elder Dragon gone for a mid inhibitor. FlyQuest extending their lead, but C9 actually the ones hanging on after what looked to be a game-ending Elder fight.
It felt like that was either the Baron or the game end. FlyQuest were not able to find either one. Let's get
Ja, ich glaube, es ist einfach kaum technisch extrem schwer zu spielen. Sieht man, glaube ich, jeden Fight, right? Ich glaube, Sven muss wahrscheinlich realistisch 15.000 Damage machen, jeden einzelnen Fight. Jeden einzelnen Fight 15k Damage, sonst am Playable. Und selbst dann. Und das war wahrscheinlich noch für den Großteil vom Fight der best possible case, weil Gakos keinen Equalizer hatte.
Griffin used both smites in the fight, so he's kind of sticking around, not willing to actually smite the Elder, and that's why they weren't finishing it super quickly.
Oh, tough margins here. FlyQuest are able to wear purple again, as that's their third Baron of the game. Big damage carry from Masu in that last sequence, as he does not have flash for this next fight. Oh, that was one true shot barrage. Ouch.
Yeah. Well, now, Shen on mid lane trying to just escort the minions into the base, as FlyQuest is just going to let these supers do most of the work. Waiting for C9 to try an all-in engage. That's what Blabber would hope to find a one-shot, but just going up against now a 3.5 item Melio and a Locket Guardian Shen is going to be really hard to burst.
And the Greaves really helping Masu with that extra lifesteal. Cryogen keeping him topped off as well with the Cozy Campfire, and the turret will eventually fall. C9 might look to defend this inhib. They have supers coming in the mid lane. APA is catching those right now. FlyQuest, all 5 members grouped up around.
Ja, Serpents war ziemlich gut.
C9 cannot defend it. FlyQuest get another shot.
To be honest.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to try and end this one. They can't really all in, but if C9 goes for a fight, the gold deficit might be enough. FlyQuest would love to end.
Ich habe das Gefühl, APA vielleicht gleich rein. Oh mein Gott.
Masu! 1W Otto is almost just completely chunking.
Ja, Full Desperation Rights könnte ich gewinnen. Ja, ist fein. Insane Comtiv. GG.
Double kill to Masu. FlyQuest roaring to life in game number 1. Griffin on a rampage, and the rest of FlyQuest behind. GG, they'll take game 1.
Well,
another W for the jungle Shen. Griffin ends up completely neutralizing the hard engage from Cloud9, Cryogen as well. It was on display in that last fight when APA went into Tibber straight to the Melio ultimate.
Yep.
Nothing happened. They just outscaled them. So I love the draft from FlyQuest. The draft can't win player of the game though. So Lounge, what do you think?
Maybe it can. Maybe
player of the game goes to Think Cars.
Draft diff.
It was actually crazy. Even like TNL coach just coming right by, I feel like that is a massive draft cap. I thought it was really smart, especially with Griffin like having the unsuccessful Shen game last time with the massive lead that they had the last week.
Yeah.
I think it was like,
ja, ich glaube, Draft super unplayable. Super unplayable.
This time around with the added like Cassiopeia, I thought it was really difficult for C9 to ever fight into them. And so like just taking it into what was the Elder fight. And now, yes, you already see Tibbers out there because the main point of engage has already went through from both the Rumble ulti and the Tibbers engage. That's difficult from FlyQuest, or C9 specifically, because if you're point of engage and you have to walk into FlyQuest,
kann die hier über Draft reden, aber ja. Ich glaube, die letzten 10, also was wir 15 Minuten angeschaut haben, war einfach unplayable Draft. Perfekte Definition davon.
You're trying to work off of Ezreal Q to see if you can poke down Masu by any means, but the healing from Melio is doing a lot of work here, and the red buff. So they take position. You can see Griffin just making sure if anyone is taking flank, he puts the ward here. So like I think the setup is great. The one point of concern that I had was this. So immediately, I think Thanatos tries to find an angle on towards Griffin if he sees it right here. At the same time, Quad does get chunked, if I can pause it here. And so he tries to find a good engage. Doesn't really get anybody. So then, okay, Quad is going to get chunked down here. Meanwhile, Thanatos, who made the initial engage, is going to get followed up by Masu, and of course the Shen that got engaged initially. So I loved, if I just replay it immediately, the amount of shielding that kept the Cassiopeia alive from the Shen ulti.
Locket, Shen ult, Guardian, Cryogen shields, Breath of Life, all of these things coming through, the Archangel shield. There's a ridiculous amount of shielding. I think what happened here though is Quad did not realize that Sven had bought a QSS right before that fight. Because he goes for the ult flash when he sees Sven step forward, and he does get the stun on him, but Sven insta QSS's it, and then it's like, oh, oops.
Yeah.
But Masu, you know, was untouched, and they committed so much because of all that shielding that you're talking about to kill him that it bought time for Masu to win the fight. Because look here, Quad, when he finds the R flash after he shifted in, he steps back, and then you can R flash while you're facing the other direction, kind of behind the animation. This is like an old school Casio trick. So he played that very, very well, but just didn't track, I think, the QSS.
This play from Masu dashes in. Yeah. The moment the Q comes in, flashes away, Blabber dies from this. That was, I think, what nailed this fight and gave full confidence from FlyQuest to press forward with the rest of the fight. I think the patience from FlyQuest and the rest of the fight for this one, it gave a lot of confidence for me in FlyQuest as a top 4 team. Yeah. Because the whole time, especially from Lock-In, you see them not being able to keep, I guess, calm in tough moments against the best teams, against Lion, against Cloud9. You got to see it on display, not just from the draft, but from Masu in that moment, from the Shin, of course, from Griffin in this moment, like having the presence of mind.
Masu.
They might find an angle. Place this control word just in case. I love this game from FlyQuest. My favorite one this split.
Making some good points. It seems like a pretty strong team.
No.
Seems like based on how well they're playing,
they
could potentially win the series, right?
They could. They could. I might flip-flop.
We did say how close it was.
Who knows?
I have shoes,
it
though.
was close, but remember, some of these teams here might be at the spring finals. It's going to be at ASU's Mullet Arena from June 13th and 14th. Tickets are available. 2-day passes are on sale now, and single-day tickets go live on Monday. Scan the QR code or head on over to Ticketmaster.com to get your tickets today. Game 2 is next after this short break.
Dude, this lobby is kind of comfy. It feels different.
So.
If this is different, I like different. I'm staying right here.
Are you guys serious? We're about to get into game.
Emily, let us enjoy it.
You guys need to lock in. Maybe this'll help.
Oh no, not already.
So, jetzt die Frage, sind wir bis um 3:30 oder bekommt Fnatic jetzt, Entschuldigung, Sinan jetzt 2-0 den Arsch voll? Das ist nun mal das Interessante, no? Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, dass sie jetzt nochmal outdrafted werden und dann 2-0 Arsch voll.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Rich in the ground before Dub can even get there. In time to try to knock out as Impact gets burst.
Don't feed. Get fed. Scan the QR code for deals only on Uber Eats.
Ja. Später ist, also, Lion gegen Team Liquid erstmal mit Castle. Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, ich kann mir sehr gut vorstellen, dass das Team Liquid die einfach überfährt. Mal sehen. Mal sehen.
I'm looking here. Watch.
Buy flash. Buy flash ult.
Look by. I have 2 on me. I'm looking at Ezreal. Q.
I'm coming from base, guys. I'm coming from base.
I can face it.
Yeah. Watch me.
Watching.
I guess I'm not going.
Ich glaube, wenn sie einen Playable Drafter gewinnen, die war wahrscheinlich.
Let's chase. Yeah. I have W. I'm watching.
Can catch any
sun.
Okay. Nice. Catch Karma. I will kill him.
I'm basing. What is the next? How about it?
FlyQuest roaring to life in game number 1.
Go. Nice.
Holy banger.
Holy shit, bros.
Well, part of next game. Yeah, maybe they draft like humans and then they can win. Klassiker auch da gleich durch. 2-0 immer noch. Ja, bitte gute Drafts. Gute Drafts. Wir wollen jetzt hier nicht, ja, nicht komplett an die Wand fahren, bitte. Dankeschön. So. Aus Quest. Wasser.
Going into today,
Are you star?
banned. What role has the most unique champions pick? Translate this phrase from Korean to English. Hello and welcome.
Cool.
I'm Emily, and I welcome you all back to a surprise episode of Are You Smarter Than an LCS Analyst? That's not going to get you any sort of benefits. For the first round, there's going to be an item that pops up in the wall behind you. You have to look at the picture, buzz in to say what it is. That's worth
Okay.
1 point. If you can name the stats.
Kriegen wir hin, krieg ich hin.
I feel like Blabber always knows all of these.
I'm not gonna know this. I don't know anything about League.
You want to go, Raz? Yeah, you set the tone. Let's go.
Okay, I'll go. Okay. I'm not that good at this.
Arms behind your back. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I see it.
I need to spare.
No, I was first. I need to spare.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of AP on it.
HP, Ability Haste und Armor.
50 HP.
He's already wrong.
It's not that.
Ach, man muss die exakten Werte geben. Oh, tot.
Sorry.
It's
You
wrong.
knew.
Okay.
Get him out of here, this fraud.
You can't
Moving on.
So they still win? Yeah, they got the item right.
The hell. You got the
Stay
hell.
mad, Kobe.
All right. Next item. 3, 2.
Diadem auf die...
Look at the screen. It's popped up. What are you looking at?
Oh, wie heißt es denn? Ich weiß gar nicht, wie es heißt. Ich weiß actually nicht, wie es heißt. Diadem auf der Shattered Queen oder sowas?
I need a bit more quiet.
Also vom Finish? Ne, er braucht noch 600. Diadem auf Songs.
Diadem of songs?
Yes.
Ne, er braucht noch 6 Kilometer.
It does.
600 Kilometer sind nicht...
When you heal someone.
You have to be specific now.
If you can name
Verstände.
the amount of units, the range.
It's like 1,000 range.
900.
Gleich da? Ne, da fehlen noch 6 Kilometer, guys.
0.20. What are you guys even blabbing about?
2 points right here.
That's important that they're winning.
Tanja, danke für den Raid. Dankeschön. Wie war denn eure Clash-Runde?
They're trying to make C9 look good, so they had to cut it all my parts.
Yeah, because you were about to sweep
Just sweep them straight off the map.
Und Brücki, danke auch dir für den Raid. Dankeschön. Grüße zur Nachtschicht. Grüße zur Nachtschicht.
I would do terrible at that one.
Macht nur Sinn, nee, weil der ja nicht direkt gelaufen ist. Er ist ja nicht straight gelaufen, den kompletten perfekten Weg, wie sie aufs Google Maps ausgemappt haben.
In part because Masu did almost 1,500 damage per minute, which is the 25th highest in LCS history. Wow. Still quite high, considering LCS has been going on since 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2026
Over a
now.
decade. Getting close to 2. As that is a lot of games you're up against. And I will remind everyone.
Keys war es, Acerlof-Bot war wieder super. Ach, das ist ja toll.
You didn't vote for him
So.
the game.
I did not, because he was down 2,000 gold the whole game until he shows up in Teamfight. So,
Machen wir hier ein 2-0 oder machen wir hier ein 3-Gamer? Wie sieht das aus hinein? Wollen wir gewinnen oder nicht?
didn't win that game.
Ja, fertig, Fox.
FlyQuest had such a good draft.
And I think that this is, again, some of the anxiety of just being a C9 fan on display here. All the C9 fans out there, deep breath, pat yourself on the back, maybe get some tea.
Wie machen wir es hier perfekt, Fox?
It's tough watching this team. They are undefeated in series, but it feels pretty fragile. And FlyQuest were a team 3-2. C9 has been bodying them so far in 2026, but FlyQuest has been leveling up. And
Am besser First Free Ban. Aha, wollen die Sion?
Display in that game number 1 to show that they have what it takes to at least get a game. Like, it's still series, but at least
For sure.
they're able to take down C9.
And I'd say for Cloud9, their split is 5-0, but it's had a lot of bumps along the way. Week 1, they won all 3 games against
Javan offen.
Week 2, they won all 3 games against Cloud9.
Javan, Ash, Seraphine.
Disguised in Shopify. Sentinels and Cloud9 in week 2. And then even in the most recent week, they won all 3 games against Dignitas, who, as we know, is 0-6. So it's touch and go for Cloud9. But
Boah.
yet to lose
Er läuft gerade. Nee, der braucht nur 6 Kilometer.
in the spring split, and it looks like they're going
Er hat nur 600 Kilometer geschafft.
as the
Also,
direction with this first
nur.
split. Let's see if
Aber die Strecke war ja nicht gerade.
with something like
Die Strecke war nicht komplett gerade. Er muss ja,
It's very reminiscent of that game number 1, having that
er muss ja noch quasi, die finden, also das sind 6 Kilometer mehr. Das hat René vorher gesagt schon. Also ich sehe auch noch Remaining Distance 6 Kilometer.
this happen a lot, but it is locked in.
Ja. Interessant, dass sie nicht für Javan First Beginn, by the way, weil es gegen die Ash Javan Lulu auf 3.
is they'll go Ash Lulu, and then the other
Nee, die sollten Ash Javan gehen, nicht Ash. Nee, die sollten Ash Javan gehen.
But Ezreal's already gone, so now they'd be pushed to something like
Die sollten definitiv an Ash Javan gehen.
curious to see
Und dann Lulu auf 3.
is for C9.
Theoretically, you can do a similar thing. You can make it rain, get the slow, and then
Die sollten Javan gehen, Lucian und Ezreal sind raus.
long cooldown on the misfortune.
Oh, I hate it. Ja, danke schön. Viel besser.
Support player myself, I know how useless you feel when you don't have that.
Sehr viel besser.
J4 paired with Ash for FlyQuest.
And matched with Zin.
Was ist schwerer, Brox ins World Finale zu bringen oder 600 Kilometer laufen, Brox ins World Finale bringen? Nicht mal gelogen. Senna Seraphine.
Be seeing Static Shiv, Senna Seraphine in
Lulu auf 3.
healing for the Zin, who might also be going the Dusk and Dawn build
Yeah,
with
with the
Titanic Hydra.
That we saw that yesterday.
Yeah, although
Gemeins, komplette Draftive.
healing reduction and shield reduction value is just an extra reason to build it early. So already excited by this little
Ja.
shake-up early on in draft.
Das war sehr obvious, dass der Lulu auf 3 kommt.
I mean, J4 could get a server.
Ich weiß nicht, wer was spielt. Ich gehe davon aus, dass es Sven auf Senna sein wird.
Yeah, I guess
Sollte Sven auf Senna sein.
you're probably going to want both of those.
Yeah, potentially Jarvan would try to
want health,
sneak it
though.
into his build, and then Ash would probably build the healing reduction.
Yeah. Unless they find some other, maybe like a Morello's builder or something like that later on. But we'll see what they end up going for here. Either way, the cores from each team is about bot lane and jungle for both sides. I am really liking what C9 have right now because this Zinja is going to be nigh unkillable.
Yeah, same as it ever was. Play for bot. Everybody run bot lane, fight over that first Scuttle Crab, and see what happens.
And that worked well for C9 in game 1.
It did.
They mind-controlled Griffin on Shen to go contest them at the Scuttle.
They did.
And we're able to get that early lead. Unfortunately, then it was kind of like Sven going for the aggressive play under the bot turret and throwing some of that lead. I don't think we have the same threat of that on Senna. You can't really go for the arcane shift under turret.
Correct.
On this pick.
Yeah. It
Good
is
news for C9 fans.
harder to shift to your demise.
Yes.
On Senna.
Not impossible, but harder.
Yeah, you can flash it, but that would be silly.
Ziggs ban, and then the Jace ban on the side of C9, plus Talia. So still focused on C9's mid lane champ pool here, as APA will have to go.
Mag die First Week von C9 schon deutlich mehr. Deutlich mehr.
It's the first pick team. FlyQuest is the blue side team, which means that FlyQuest is likely going to top lane counter pick. We'll see though with what ends up getting locked in, if it's Quad or Gakkos' champion. With the Aurora, that's still technically flexible. That could be Gakkos or Quad, so they're
G2 hat 1-2 verloren.
off balance.
Sind sauer AP oder AD? Also sollte wahrscheinlich AD gehen.
Look that Gakkos was doing, he's not playing Aurora, and he's trying to figure out what he's going to be playing later.
Buy me some time, Quad. Let's see what we got here.
Das war ein gemeinsames Problem. Unplayable Draft. Unplayable Draft. Ab Midgame.
I mean, I'm wondering if you just want to go Bruiser Bro, something like a Renekton here, because then like Zinja, Renekton, they will both just be unkillable with the Seraphine and Senna, but it also
Die könnten Aurora jetzt Toplane schicken gegen Renekton.
Healing regen cut.
Yeah, I mean,
Das bringen die auf Mitte Asia.
and Bash Brothers you can put in a line to go with Senna
Ja, oder?
Seraphine, the better.
Yeah.
Could even have seen a
Ich könnte Last Pick Mitte machen jetzt. Ich weiß nicht, was du gegen Victor picken würdest.
counter picks to try and punish that, so Renekton's a little bit harder to punish, and then Victor's just scaling here in the mid lane for APA.
Speaking of weird counter picks, though, Kled would be in
ever?
that category.
They
Victor,
do
though, for APA into the Aurora because FlyQuest is hovering the top laner. I'm assuming we have enough evidence to confidently say that it's Aurora in the mid lane. What will be paired against Thanatos' Renekton?
They're laughing.
Ich glaube, C9 gewinnt das Game.
Laughing about the silent pick. I did mention
C9 gewinnt das Game, denke ich.
he wins a lot on carries.
Yeah, what
and
was the
doesn't
record
win
on tanks?
So it's 1-4. Ooh, and he only has 1 loss on carries. I would classify Sion as a tank. He said the reason was is he can't carry Masu when he's on tanks. Which, if we look at last game, 5,000 gold ahead on Rumble. And Masu was 2,000 gold down before team fights.
Oh no, it's all coming together.
I'm Team Gatghost currently.
Okay.
So we'll
are you
see.
Team FlyQuest draft with that then in mind?
Dude, this is hard. I really love Senna Seraphine.
Ja, ich glaube, Senna Seraphine wird sehr OP sein. Mal sehen. Java natürlich auch super viel Value hier, aber...
Draft actually, because of the way it
Schauen
can
wir.
absorb the Xin and the Renekton, but I do worry about FlyQuest's ability to actually kill things. Just because the
Gehen wir auf seiner Schiff. Kann sein, dass das Schiff das Kondon geht, ja. Ist möglich.
And when I think of Aurora, I don't think about the same like Cassiopeia sustained damage. I think more of that flanking burst style.
Exactly. But the rest of the team is a little bit more about sustained team fighting. So maybe there'll be enough burst with Jarvan and Aurora from Griffin Quad.
Sure.
But the longer fights, if the Senna Seraphine don't get one shot, and the Xin will just be repetitively healing, would favor C9.
Low mobility for Zen on the Senna. Let's see if he can absorb the dives, as that is a fantastic view of the little critter there on Summoner's Rift. C9 versus FlyQuest. C9 with their backs against the wall. They would like to continue their undefeated streak.
Ist der Fall Touchdown? Ja, sehr, sehr stark gehen wir davon aus, dass... Boah, obwohl, der geht dann Black Cleaver, ne? Mit der Fall Touch geht der Black Cleaver, right?
It really would be. Sentinels potentially on the heels of FlyQuest. Sentinels can get to 3 matches.
Ja, das muss Viewer-Rekord sein.
Stay at 3 match wins, would lose
Muss harter Viewer-Rekord sein bei Ada, ja.
Top 4. So that's why FlyQuest needs to be on 4 wins. Deep Vision already placed by Thanatos, which will catch Griffin's start in the jungle.
As Quad and APA go for a couple of trades early on in the mid lane. Exact same start from the junglers as the last time around, at least when the visions dropped down. It's just Blabber now alternating towards clearing top, or rather bot 2.
Early Lane wird rough sein für Senna Seraphine, aber die werden so hart scalen.
We'll see if the J4 wants to do anything early on. Anytime I see a J4 and a Xin Zhao, I immediately start to think you can get creative with your pathing, especially when it's a player like Griffin. Could look to impact a lane early.
It's possibly also why there's so many wards burned level 1.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the jungles right there. That's 3 of C9's wards were just used to scout the Jarvan. They currently have perfect vision of him on the blue buff.
2 FlyQuest wards as well.
Yeah.
Less information gains with those 2, but still they're investing.
Ja, Shift BC gehen, ja. Also ich gehe vom Black Cleaver auf jeden Fall aus.
Blabber gets up towards the Raptors. At least they know that he's starting bot side, because by this point he would.
Und höchstwahrscheinlich Static Shift First, weil das Kondon First macht nichts. So useless.
They're able to hawkshot, but we got to talk about C9.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fan concerns about C9 in playoffs, but boom! They're still undefeated in the regular season. None of the problems actually matter until they lose.
Ja, nächste Woche kriegen die aber einen Arsch voll von Team Liquid, glaube ich. Also wenn sie nicht hier 2-0 untergehen, was ich sehr unrealistisch halte, weil ich finde den Draft hier einfach besser.
Yeah, I think it shows the concern of C9 fans. We've been talking about it on the broadcast. We're not shy about it. That like they've been choking from regular season to playoffs, but this has also looked like, even though they're undefeated, one of the shakier regular seasons that they've had in recent memory. So,
but does that mean they're working on their issues before they're up for elimination? Could be. Could be.
I like that. Flip the script as the hawk shot will spot out Blabber on the Krugs. Masu and Cryogen know that they're in a 2v2 isolated right now, so they actually walk forward. Heals used on both sides. DW will land, rooting up on Cryogen, and Masu and Cryogen just trying to get this wave in.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the straight-up 2v2, the Ashe Lulu is going to be stronger in the early trade, so Griffin, I think, very justified in going for the spot crab. I think they would win a 3v3. It's the scaling for me from Senna Seraphine, if they're able to...
Bestes Team in der LCS. Stand jetzt Team Liquid.
Ghost burned by Masu there and didn't actually get a lot of value for it. Griffin spotted.
Dive war sehr gut, aber ich weiß nicht, ob sie ihn hinbekommen. Das ist extrem risky. Beide am Flash up, by the way.
Griffin, last embrace will land. Flash from Sven, but first blood.
Wow. Wow. Well played. Wow.
Low mana on Seraphine. Can't imagine there'll be enough for a kill. FlyQuest get out.
These kids, man. These kids have no...
Well played.
They don't have all that scar tissue. If you don't remember that
Wow.
time we 3-man dove,
Perfekter Flash von Griffin.
the whole game, they're not even thinking about that.
No.
They're just going for the kill, and they get it onto Sven, deny him a big wave. Crazy move right there to get the first blood onto Masu as well. That's really good for their lane.
Rare positive of TikTok brain. They don't have the memory
Das ich mir nicht sehen.
to remember the failed dive.
No fucking idea.
Future right now. What's that
Die
next?
würden wahrscheinlich Vitality sagen.
Blabber is always going to go for that bot crab and then start looking. No matter what happened the last 7 games they played against Cloud9.
Spielt einer heute mit neuen Top-Laner? Korrekt.
Try it until it works.
Wow.
Heute Team Liquid heute Nacht? Ich denke schon, ja.
The definition of insanity.
Würde ich von ausgehen, ja.
Do you own a dictionary, Jed? Does anybody own dictionaries anymore? Is that a thing?
I don't think people own
you just
dictionaries
Google it
anymore.
now.
You Google it.
Yeah, but that's not even gonna be a thing. I was thinking about that. Sorry, this is gonna be a weird tangent.
It's fine.
In the future, we're not even gonna say, "Oh, Google it." We're gonna say like, "Oh, AI it," or you know.
Yeah, I know.
Wer ist der Top Castle?
I don't like
Plotted, GPT it. Yeah, I know.
Jakobs neu? Nope.
Makes me uncomfortable. Crowdgen and Masu have a wave in a decent spot right now if they can try and keep this frozen. Sven and Vulcan hitting it to try and get it into the wave, but Masu with that first gold, or first blood gold, picks up the...
Average bei MSI letztes Jahr waren 50 bis 55 Stacks um den Dreh rum für Senna. Uiuiui.
Masu tried to flash over and still hit by the ability.
Yeah, I mean, really just trying to get into auto range there, as looks like Griffin is just camped out to start Drake.
Guter Drake von Griffin. Sehr guter Drake.
Hawk Blabber to see him up by Kruggies, so they're very quickly going towards Dragon Soul with this bot prio.
Yeah, 5 minutes. It's rare that we see a dragon taken this early, like directly
Literally on spawn.
They're already in the pit. And I think that FlyQuest, even though they didn't get the kill, they got so much pressure by pushing Sven back there that it enables them to go for this early play. Blabber will get the top crab on spawn. So he's where he needs to be. That's Blabber's zone right
He's going to do the level 6 Blabber thing. This is actually super funny. I love the evolution. There was a match in Lock-In where Blabber was on Vi.
Geht's an der Ship First? Ja. Ist wahrscheinlich Ship-Objektiver mit der Fire Touch. Gehen wir stark von aus.
Your smite upgrade so you can contest the crab for level 6.
Yeah.
Basically, Griffin was waiting for that every single game, so Blabber queued over the back of the Dragon Pit and did a pre-530 Dragon. I feel like kind of the same thing just happened in this game
on the other
with
side.
Griffin.
Ich verlange gegen Team Enrique aufzubleiben. Nö, nicht wenn du was zu tun hast morgen. Wie immer. Wenn ihr morgens was zu tun habt, dann auf gar keinen Fall. Wieso ist Clear auf seiner bevorzugt über andere Armor Pen Items? Well, mit Deathfire Touch, weil Deathfire Touch ist instant procced. Ansonsten, weil Senna ja sowieso Crit reinbekommt durch ihre Seelen-Passive und mehr mit HP anfangen kann. Ich gehe davon aus, dass der Rapid Fire Third gehen wird. Ich glaube, der wird nicht das Down gehen, dieses Game.
Yep, he does not want to give the dragon for free, so that's the extended cost of Griffin spending all that time to take the first Drake. One of the reasons you don't see junglers take Drake that early is it
Hat noch niemand Full Korean Team gemacht? Haben sie doch schon. Team Liquid auch Full Korean. Auch Sinan hatte ein basically Full Korean Team. Die Regel ist schon eine Weile so.
Thanatos is up about a wave and a half in CS for himself as he gets that wave tripped in. Let's see how much of a bad gag was able to catch under turret.
Und ja, die haben auch noch 2 weitere AD-Dealer. Das ist richtig. Good point. Oh, macht er viel Damage.
Follow-up damage from Vulcan. Cryogen has to use the summoner spell heal to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, nearly just burst him down.
Yeah.
I was really shocked by that damage. Cryogen did know it was coming, otherwise he wouldn't have burned the heal.
Have you heard gold's good on Seraphine?
Gold's good?
Gold's good on Seraphine.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You get stats, you get AP. I mean, it's too early for that really right now, but Busio said that, so.
Oh, I see now. The old friend of Masu.
True.
He's training his own Busio.
Yep.
Oh, schreiben alle hahaha bei Ada. Was da passiert? Fuck, ich hab schon wieder nicht mitbekommen.
Busio 2.0. It's like an update.
I think it would be pretty cool if we could see Masu versus Busio at MSI.
That would be
fun.
Yeah. See if they're able to do it.
Moment, das muss man kurz anhören. Moment, da wird zurückgescrollt. Muss ich kurz hören. Was denn?
Es geht so begleiten. So schön zu sehen. Diese ganzen Menschen, die jetzt auch da sind, die jetzt gerade ihn live vor Ort anspornen und dann noch den Millionen-Support im Hintergrund. Jetzt deutlich über 2 Millionen Live-Viewer.
Absolut disgusting, was die da machen, by the way. Aber Quatsch auch noch.
An diesem Sonntagabend begleiten.
These kids, they're crazy. I can't believe that's a 1-for-1. It looks disastrous with the way that it started, because Griffin here sees the angle onto APA, but then as APA times his
Der Flash von AP war sogar gut.
to get out of the cataclysm, And then the Senna Seraphine all coming in over the top, just executing. You think this is a waste, not to mention Gakkos hits nothing with his Scion ultimate, so they've invested so much, and it looks like 2 of them are going to die. But that last tick of damage finishing off APA and then quad TPing to safety, still a bad play overall from FlyQuest because they lost top lane tempo, they lose the 1-for-1, they lose mid lane TP, but it definitely wasn't disastrous.
They did get 4 flashes.
That's
so
good.
Blabber, APA, Sven, Vulcan, no flash on them, dragging up in a minute. So FlyQuest
Was heißt das?
transition this into a
Boah, die werden schon durchgebullet, ne?
take, as they're also just winning the 2v2 yet again. So Blabber will get the Void Grubs, and we see Griffin heading down towards the Dragon objective, which will be up again in 45 seconds. So
Die werden schon ordentlich durchgejagt, ey.
as the win, Thanatos didn't get that much done in the top lane while they were gone, so
yeah. And maybe a renewed rivalry for FlyQuest C9. That last year, FlyQuest had the upper hand, but they completely rebuilt their roster, and Unlocking Cloud9 dominated them.
Wieder ein Dive.
In back-to-back
Kein Flash auf beiden.
Now
Free
we'll
Dive.
see with Griffin.
going for another dive.
Oh
It's just that easy. Masu with the kill credit. Now on to Sven. Cryogen taken up. Then Masu.
Wow, wird C9 deklassiert. Ach du Scheiße.
On fire right
Ach du Scheiße, wenn die deklassiert.
You heard me asking Vulcan about his KDA before the games.
Yeah.
Vulcan, by the way, has the highest KDA of all players in Tier 1 going into this series.
Yep. I think that might have changed.
Updated afterwards. I don't remember how many times he
Hua.
did game 1.
I believe 2 if memory serves, but I'm not confident.
That's going to hurt your 11 KDA.
Hua.
It is.
So, as long as they keep diving him and Masu keeps getting more and more fed, he's going to be a problem.
Dragon started up by C9 because FlyQuest went for the dive. They actually were not there for the spawn of Dragon this time around.
Sehr contestable oder nicht?
C9 instead early on, and they're
Actually, wahrscheinlich nicht, oder? Keine Arrow, dafür beide Thumbs up bei der Botlane von C9.
This would be a very risky fight for FlyQuest to take.
AP and Thanatos
Ja, agreed.
Don't even have Scion.
Arcane Storm goes
Oh, war ja.
Encore, and Cryogen's able to get out of that one.
Weiß nicht, warum sie da hinlaufen.
To answer some damage, but with Thanatos being there, FlyQuest say back off. We are not going to take that fight, and Thanatos will just TP straight into the top lane.
I like it, actually. I think that was well played by both teams. C9, I think, was hoping that FlyQuest was just going to send it in, because FlyQuest has a habit of taking kind of bad fights because they trust their mechanics so much. But I think that's the correct way to play it, is make the other team think you're going to contest so that the 5 people are there as long as possible, since they're down ultimates anyway. And look what they got, right? They got Victor ultimate, they got Seraphine ultimate, they got the TP out of Thanatos, and now they can repeat this play on bot lane.
Cataclysm on this Sven.
Bitte, was machst du, Bro?
Another kill. That's 3 deaths for Sven. 12 minutes into the game, FlyQuest have been hyper
Man.
down this bot lane.
They are in full attack mode.
Yep.
Still no static shiv early on for this Senna, and we said when Senna Seraphine get their items, they're good. FlyQuest is making sure they don't get the items.
Also all alone in the mid lane though. Thanatos is walking up. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow will land a stun, but I imagine we all know where that's going. Shutdown for APA. Flash from Thanatos.
War mit meiner Senna useful.
Out of there, but FlyQuest lose their carry in response.
Yep.
That's a shutdown too for APA.
That's a really nice
Alter, es hat by the way noch keine einzige Person in diesem Chat hier Static Shift richtig geschrieben.
To do damage in these team fights, because the Senna Seraphine can give a lot
Also,
of shielding. Somebody has to do the damage. Also looks like
29 Seelen nur, wow, das ist fein sogar, to be honest. Also wie gesagt, Average letztes Jahr bei MSI waren 55 bei 20. Static Shift, Dankeschön. Static Shift, nein, schon wieder falsch geschrieben. Cookie zum 3. Mal, by the way. Zum 3. Mal, Bruder. Bitte. Du meintest noch, Schule ist eh egal. Nein, ist sie nicht. Ist sie nicht.
Stronger on its own. Just has the one item spike, so it truly is a power spike as opposed to the Titanic plus Dusk and Dawn. You kind of need
Gotta
that
wait a little bit.
Invest, boo.
Be way cooler.
Have a
later.
savings account. Ugh.
Lame. Either way, 1 Drake to 1. FlyQuest is in a decent position. I still think once Static Shiv comes through for Senna, Zen will be okay. But my goodness, 30 souls at 13 minutes is very low.
That is incredibly low. And I know
Kappa, by the way, es ist nicht incredibly low. Ich weiß nicht, was sie da rein.
they're not going to be dropping nearly as much, but that's
Yeah.
that's tough.
Feels very low.
All right, well, let's see what the next play is right now. I also just want to plant the seed for this. I don't think it's going to happen, but we are on track for Gakkos to get the triple donut. So just keep your eyes on that. Griffin going for the Cataclysm now onto Blabber, flying and drag towards AP, but a nice sidestep from the Victor. Griffin's got to flash back to safety, and C9 absorbed the play, throw down the Arcane Storm.
Ich glaube immer noch, dass C9 gewinnt, aber who knows. Rex allein von den 9. Dankeschön.
You stunned me with the triple donut. I know exactly what you're referring to, as Gakkos is dangerously Thanatos might think about doing something.
I mean, he's got the dominance popped. Gecko's low on health, throws out the decimating smash, and that will buy enough time.
So the Triple Donut, it's esports garage video.
Yes.
They analyzed all the games where someone was 0-0-0
On a win.
in a win.
In a win.
Yeah, but like
it happened in LPL like recently.
You
like,
can't just say at 13 minutes you're on track for the Triple Donut. Like,
well, when can you say it then?
It's got to be way later in the game.
Yeah?
Like, it's very common to be 0-0-0. You put a pin in it, but you can.
Was für Wichser bei Rewe.
Like, we're only 14 minutes in. You're way too early on the seed.
Hey, some seeds don't plant or don't grow.
It's like January 1st, and you're out there in the garden moving the snow away and putting the seed in there.
Getting ready for pumpkin season in October. You gotta get again. It's a savings account, Chat. We just had this whole analogy there too.
Yeah, I know what it's just never gonna happen.
On a Scion too, that'd be very rare.
It would.
Yeah. All right. Well, shout out esports.
Er geht wieder Death Stance, ne?
Now, I'm gonna have so much egg on my face, but.
That's why you plant the seed, Jet, just to see.
just to see if it's gonna die.
Because then
in
you
the
look
cold.
really smart if it happens. If not, you're like, well, that.
You're gonna just start doing this every game though. It's be like 12 minutes in. Oh, just saying.
You could do it at minute 1.
Ash is on pace for a triple donut. Lane's been pretty slow.
In 99% of games, nothing happens in the first 2 minutes. We could just say a bunch of hypotheticals.
So how much earlier are you going to go with this? I think I'm trying to get ahead of the problem.
All right, well, Gakos locked in Scion on track for a triple donut
yes,
in draft.
He is.
Yet to pick up a KP. The Herald started by FlyQuest as they have control over the mid lane. Beat drop lands, route onto Cryogen, but no follow-up right there, so it looks like FlyQuest will be able to get this one, but as I say, at C9...
Guter Contest von C9.
Over the wall, APA in a 1-1 against Quad as Blabber jumps onto Griffin to block him from in.
Guter eingeflashter Ulti.
He's out of there. APA with a double
Ich bin zu schlau, ich sage es euch doch. Ich bin zu schlau.
Beautiful angle there by C9, and that's exactly how you draw it up if you're playing Xin Seraphine.
Ist es Hein und Ash? Sag ich dir gleich mal mit.
He's a vessel for the ultimate. Everybody gets locked up, and not only do they get the fight, they get the Herald. They're breaking mid. Sven has his driver's license.
Yep.
Unlike Blabber, and they're trying to get the Drake off.
Zeig mir die Ash.
Like that, but the Drake is the cherry on
Asu, show yourself.
Got a massive gold inflection plus multiple objectives with 2 turrets going down and now this Drake. And APA getting that triple kill. He's now 2,000 gold ahead of Quad individually. And that's basically C9's lead overall right now. Huge sequence from C9. They might even look for more here. Gakko's going to be in a 1v1 against Thanatos. Now he should be fine.
Yeah, he'll be completely fine. He's going to have good pressure in this lane. Now, okay, watching this one more time. It's really about catching Masu down in the river here.
Ja, ist Hein und Ash, right? Ja, ist Hein und Ash, ja. Ja.
Redirecting his R, and then Blabber connecting it after it hits.
War gut von Blauer gespielt.
I gave too much credit to Blabber initially. That was kind of all Vulcan.
Yeah.
With the Seraphine Flash R.
Good shit. Guys. Jake, we just crossed him.
Ja, gut von Blauer gespielt.
Love hearing that too. It's not just the moment itself, it's what happens after the moment. But okay, Blabber did hit the Crescent Guard to knock Masu back.
True.
And deny him from being able to walk further up.
Okay. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Give it to him. I'll give it on a technicality. Gakko's still on track for the triple donut, just catching up on that one.
Man, the gold is slingshotted. FlyQuest was 2,000 gold up.
Yeah.
4 minutes ago. Now they're 2,000 gold down.
Yeah, I wonder what the gold graph actually looks like. If it was all from that play, because it kind of felt like it was just that moment.
Geht Hex ab, Dick nicht Black Cleaver. Aha.
Like a 1-for-1,
Gut.
or like nobody really died, other than FlyQuest finding these dives under the bottom lane, as now Cryogen in his own jungle. Blabber will catch him out there and get the wild growth. Cryogen's back to safety.
Yeah, and Blabber right now on the Black Cleaver power spike. Extremely powerful. Static shift completed for the Senna, so even though Sven had a really rough time in lane against the Jarvan, Ash, and Lulu, who's basically getting 3-man drove the whole time, I think he's going to be okay.
FlyQuest looks to contest the red buff.
Kein Flash auf Blauer.
Here on Blabber, and the pincers close in on C9's jungler. Shut down for Griffin as the teleport comes in from Thanatos. He's coming.
Wow, das ist gut. Wow. No fucking way.
He's slowed down, knocked up. FlyQuest back
Aha.
carry and will shut down C9's top
Ihr pathetic fucks, was macht ihr? Bitte, was macht ihr? Ihr unglaublichen Loser. Oh, ich hasse euch so sehr.
What a play an ace.
That's a 5-for-0 ace at 19 minutes.
Oh, ich hasse euch so sehr.
1,000 gold deficit. That's insane.
What are we fighting for? There's no dragon. There's no barrier.
Wie ich dieses Team nicht leiden kann.
Scrap at a scrap right now. I love to see it. And FlyQuest love the gold injection.
They just flipped the whole game on a red buff.
Look, Ash ulti. Look, combo.
Warte, ist er da? Moment.
Yeah.
Und er ist da. Kann den Kups dann direkt 5 abdrücken. Oder er ist am Pier. Doch, er ist am Pier, ja. Moment, das will ich fertig schauen. Das ist wichtiger als Pathetic C9. Tschüss, sind da viele Leute. Sven schon wieder am Arsch. Ah, wieder One-Shot. Klasse. Da sind wir vor, ja. So, macht sie ist ja fertig. Gut, jetzt noch Thanatos hat doch kein Flash, der ist wieder tot. Wir haben keinen Nash. Echt, ich spiele jetzt relativ kontrolliert, ne? Dann können wir, ja, ich hab's nebenbei offen. Oh, er ist fertig. Oh mein Gott, er ist fertig. Krank. Oh. Schau, bla im Backline. Ey, es ist der Freeman für C9. Okay, so, Moment, jetzt gehen wir hier wieder rüber.
To the Zin Seraphine, it reaches, trying to get more damage down onto mid lane now.
So, das Problem ist ja, dass sie noch 60 Stacks auf
The unstoppable ultimate and get out of there, but okay, C9, they're not done with this game yet, Jet.
Their team comp is still really strong, Kangas. Even though they've killed Sven 5 times, it might not be enough. So let's watch this again. FlyQuest stays aggressive, right? But it's a fast re-engage by Blabber, because technically this is a 4v5, but Seraphine plus Zin is just another.
Es ist der Free Win für C9.
Trying to peel Blabber. That means Griffin's also stuck in a 1v3. So such a massive team fight win for C9 there from a numbers disadvantage.
Wenn das Sub 5 Pace gelaufen ist, nee, siehst du nicht richtig.
What happened to Gakkos under that bot turret?
Siehst du nicht richtig. Ich glaube, Average waren so 10er Pace, 11er Pace, wahrscheinlich 11er, ne? Okay, warte, ich will das hören. Die ganze Zeit, sorry.
Wir haben es geschafft. Wir haben es einfach geschafft, ja.
C9 panisch gut.
Ich muss ehrlich sagen, ich weiß nicht, was ich sagen soll. Ich weiß nicht, wie viele Menschen hier sind.
Wir sind Collectors, wird Serpents.
Mama, ich glaube, es wird Zeit fürs Eis, oder? Wird Zeit fürs Eis. Vielen lieben Dank an die ganze Unterstützung im Social Media hier. Es ist wirklich
Freeman für C9, oder?
geistkrank. Einfach nur geistkrank. Ich weiß nicht, was sagen soll. Ich weiß nicht, was sagen soll. Es lohnt sich immer an die Sterne zu greifen, auch wenn es nicht immer perfekt klappt. Haltet euer Traum in eurem Herzen, vergleicht euch niemals mit jemand anderem und was am Ende dabei rauskommt, weiß man eh erst am Ende und steht in den Sternen geschrieben.
Lieber Dank für mit.
Ich liebe euch, vielen lieben Dank für alles und bis bestens.
Cool. Richtig, richtig cool.
123 Stunden, 21 Minuten, 10 Sekunden.
René,
Zeit dieser Cyborg-Season. Er hat nach den Sternen gegriffen und er hat einen riesen Stern hinuntergeholt. Für uns alle. Der wird für uns leuchten noch viele Jahre und dieser Stream, dieser Moment, all das, was jedem einzelnen von euch dieser Stream gegeben hat. Das ist
Und noch ein schönes Red Bull. Ja, ja.
So viele Millionen haben zugeschaut. Wir werden das in eurem Herzen tragen und niemals vergessen.
Kommt, Jungs, kommt, lass mich nicht so alleine stehen hier. Ich schwöre, komm mal her, ja. Alter, komm mal her, Bruder.
Bruder, wir sind so stolz auf dich.
Alter, Bruder. Wir sind so stolz
Was hast du getan? Mit Füßen, Digga. Wir finden es gar nicht. Wir finden keine Worte.
Bruder, ich weiß selber nicht, Bruder, ich weiß selber nicht, was ich sagen wollte. Ich stand da wie Falschgeld.
Guck mal, wir haben noch Eisstand organisiert, damit du dein Versprechen einhalten kannst.
Das Eis.
Das war nicht so schön, Mama, aber mit Liebe.
Okay, passt.
See how they've been doing.
So.
APA topping the charts.
Und Keeper, danke für den Raid. Dankeschön.
Bounties he got from that red buff fight. Skip the Black Cleaver, by the way, for this Spirit Visage. Bit of a different Jarvan build, as we might see.
Setup here as Blabber jumps in on the Gakkos, takes a big chunk. Gakkos.
Sie ist so OP. Oh, Quatte. Nee, ist over.
But now he's locked down.
Ja, Anderson.
Well, Thanatos gets the kill. Griffin has to flash away.
Eher auf mich hören.
C9 not in range to get the damage needed. But one already down on FlyQuest. You gotta imagine that is an earned dragon to C9.
And APA is the real carry, actually, when they're going for these engages. If they're not getting on top of APA, they're not having a good fight. It's just going to be harder and harder to get on him because the Zonies is completed and there's so many supports.
3-item Victor. Quite a
Ja, untouchable, oder?
to shut down at this point in time. It's going to be Dragon plus the bottom turret. So C9 get a lot for that play. It's only one kill.
Boah, lag's gemeint, unplayable draft.
Like more because of what
Unplayable draft gemeint.
into with that Baron buff as well. I mean, FlyQuest still haven't even cracked this top turret. So Gakkos get some plates up there, but this was a big play for C9. Now 2,000 in the lead.
It really was. They're looking to control the map from here. They've escaped the risky early laning phase.
Jeder, wenn er gerade in den Weitwurf, du solltest mich belieben. Und sofort 10 Subs abdrücken. Oder ein Prime.
But I'm really loving the rivalry we're seeing in today where we have the top 4 teams. And FlyQuest, they're making a good argument to be involved in this conversation. It's so much about the top 3, C9 line TL, what's happening. And then you got teams like Sentinels and FlyQuest that are really trying to enter into that conversation. FlyQuest putting up a fight.
I like how Raz put it, that just game 1 gave confidence that FlyQuest are a top 4 team. That's what you want to see out of a top 4 team.
Yeah.
And even this game, even though it's fallen out of FlyQuest's control and C9 look like they're in a dominant position, it still is showing, you know, some really good League of Legends from the team that's in 4th place right now in the LCS and a young roster in FlyQuest. But C9, it's showing also how good they are. Sven shut down so heavily early game. Doesn't matter. He scales, he comes back.
Yes,
APA is holding it down, Thanatos is holding it down, and they get to this point where their composition still comes online despite how bad that early game went.
You do, and Gakkos, hate to bring it up, gotta say though, Gakkos on tanks.
Oh, not again.
1-4, Gakkos on carries, 8-1, maybe 1-5 on the Scion in 2026. And it's interesting because his laning phase was really good on tanks, but I always feel like, especially for younger players, just the team fight approach you have.
Wer ist das von, wer ist das, der da in dem Spiel gerade? Bin ich am Trippen?
Fundamentally different. He's even had a few moments.
Ach, Kenan Yildiz. Warte, nein, das ist nicht Kenan Yildiz. Bin ich dumm? Nein, natürlich nicht. Hä? Warte, wer ist das? Es ist Trikot von Kenan Yildiz, aber wer ist das, mit dem er gerade redet?
On a bruiser, you can just draw any attention you want. If you can kill the backline, you go for it. But on a tank, you need to be in a position where your own carries can hit.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that team fight sense, he hasn't quite developed yet.
And he's often used his ultimate on top of Onslaught to kind of get away. Like the Victor Gravity Field, the Senna last
mit alten
these are
Top,
things that aren't immediate CC, but they're buying space. And if he gets hit by that Senna W, if he's on top of that Victor Gravity Field, I've seen multiple times he presses R the other direction because he's like, okay, we're not ready for that fight. And then he doesn't have that for the fight as well. So yeah, we'll see if FlyQuest is able to get their Scion into a position to create space, because they need to create space. That's what Scion is
Außer am Livestream bestimmt, oder?
Space creator, space maker. Right now, quad and 1 going against Thanatos. Not too bad damage right there, but not enough.
Doing all these random flips and stuff, and just does nothing.
Just the bunny's hopping around doing all this crazy
Thanatos
stuff.
has Merc Treads,
Alligator just walks away.
I guess your champion doesn't work anymore. Because he's got no pen currently. Sure, he's got the Deathfire touch, but I mean, even just the natural MR from Renekton to Merc Treads puts him at 83 MR, which is 45% reduced magic damage. So you're just not doing damage as quad. He builds healing reduction instead of magic pen, which makes sense, but they just don't have the damage.
Zu viel Damage. Die kriegen auch den Sau einfach nicht tot, ne?
Gakkos gets hit by the last embrace and just presses R away from the fight.
It's tough because their team doesn't win front to back.
Yeah.
So if you're on a carry, maybe you'd be able to flank. If you're on a tank, you're hoping.
Was ein Java-Bild, den liebt er. Er liebt Sunlight Sky, Death Stance, Spirit Visage macht er immer. MVP-Story gesehen? Nee.
Yeah. Tough to play out this.
Habe ich tatsächlich nicht.
Position. It's a minute until that dragon, and if C9 want, they can kind of force the front to back.
Ach du
I'm gonna
Scheiße.
put the pressure on quad to find a big.
Hala Madrid vom Fernseher, wenn die 0-2 hinten liegen. Oh, ja.
The Xin Zhao, the Renekton, and try and get onto the Victor. Maybe that's a way in, but again, AP does have the Zonia, so as long as he's pressing his buttons, it's not going to be easy for FlyQuest. His quad will go in for that one. Almost finds the assassination.
Oi.
Quite enough damage, but that's a lot. Uses
Oh shit.
go straight into the G.
Wait a minute. Wait, das ist der Giga-Throw von C9. Oh, ne, APA. Nope, APA untouchable. APA Endgegner.
Steps up when they need him most. Can't get on the quad though.
Da schon die erste Turn. Uff.
Still have multiple members up. Gakkos will be sacrificed.
Endgegner APA hier.
C9 get a 2-for-1 trade.
Whew, that was the chance for FlyQuest to come in for it. Masu had hit that Infinity Edge that we'd been talking about, and he was actually able to kill the Xin if the Xin gets close to him, but that was the GA fight for Blabber. The true carry, as we keep talking about APA, was there, and now this is 100% Hexol for C9. Which
maybe FlyQuest go for the Baron. I'm looking at the timers right now.
They can try.
C9, it had just spawned. We're gonna look at the replay first.
Yeah, they want to have damage for it.
Flagge Sanchez, als sie noch werfen. Nein, ihr müsst auf meine Calls hören. Ich habe doch gesagt, der Draft ist ein Freewin für C9. Ihr müsst auf mich hören.
So the fight looks pretty good, but then once they get flash from Masu wants to turn the fight around and kind of just walks into the Victor. Who
Einfach mal öfters zuhören.
him. And then with no Ash, all the sustained damage from FlyQuest is gone, and that's Hextol for C9. FlyQuest just didn't have the damage to do Baron with Masu being dead.
Back to live, it looks like that is just pure advantage for C9.
8k Damage, wann hat der Hut fertig?
PA holding it down for C9. More damage dealt by FlyQuest, but that's because they hit the...
Leute, hat aber schon so oft falsch. Ja, weil die Leute, weil die Teams dann scheiße sind, aber die Calls an sich sind richtig.
Time to go for picks. FlyQuest knows they lose every single 5v5, so they're trying to get...
Ja, aber nicht.
The arrow lands, Thanatos stunned up for quite a long time, and this will be a successful pick for FlyQuest.
Schon wieder so ab.
Yeah, nice look. They know there's a small chance of winning the game. They're going to lose a lot mid here. See if they can engage on a 4v5. They have Scion ultimate. If
Das ist ein LDA, ich würde es schwer hoffen, ja.
Very difficult.
And not a lot of follow-up. They are going to go for the unstoppable.
Ey, ihr Dogs.
Charging in C9. Juke down
Was?
towards the Raptors, but there's
Cool.
Quad finding the flank between
Aha.
worlds, but he's stunned up, he's taken down! As Blabber finds that.
Warum ulten die Sinsaos immer so unglaublich late, Bro? Das ist so anziehend. Warum flasht dieser Ape dann da rein? Das ist so disgusting. Ja, der Stance macht zu viel, ne? Ey, die sind so pathetic. Diese pathetic fucking Loser. Ich hasse sie so sehr. Wie ist es möglich? Wie kannst du so unmenschlich schlecht sein? Und Lucius, die können auch nicht verlieren. Sie sind so pathetic. Was macht mein... Schaut mein Sensau an! Du fucking Moron, spiel langsam! Einmal! Spiel mit deinem Team! Du scheiß Freak! Die spielen Senna Seraphin Sensau und er entscheidet sich dafür, die ganze Zeit reinzuspringen aggressiv. Schlag ihn dumm und dämlich, Dom. Schlag ihn dumm und dämlich. Bitte, schlag ihn blöd. Scheiß fucking Freak.
Yeah. The roller coaster continues. They're against the Hexol, but they've killed Thanatos again.
Wieso ist Thanatos tot?
So they found yet another pick on a Thanatos.
Alter.
It could just be a comedy of chained picks. Now with Baron and a 5v4, FlyQuest wants to actually win on this push.
They have 5 members. C9 have 4 defending, 2 cannon minions. Baron empowered. Is this going to be enough for FlyQuest to close out the series? They just flash onto AP.
Ja, kein Sonjas. Oh, insane. Insane, by the way, von Vulcan. Insane von Vulcan, no joke. Hier ist ein Dank für den zweiten. FlyQuest gewinnt? Nein, die verlieren dieses Game. Was hat ihn da disarmed? Da stand disarmed gerade dran. Was hat ihn disarmed? Welcher Spell ist das? Finish, oder? APA Base, TP? Das war insane von Vulcan, by the way. Komplett solo gecarried den Fight. Ja, ist over. Polymorph ist disarmed. Hä?
3 members pushing mid. They can link up these waves. Can C9 get it done?
Just like we all expected, C9 is going to force a game 3. We'll see Quad. There's no Baron. There's no Baron here for C9, so maybe Quad can get the wave.
He goes between worlds trying to clear out the
GG.
wave. He's able to get most of it, but he
Ich sage es euch doch.
for C9. The game for C9.
Ich sage es euch doch. Unlosable Draft, auch wenn sie alles dafür getan haben zu verlieren. Diese scheiß Opfer. Ist ein Spectator-Bug. Gotcha. Scheiß Opfer.
But they were against the Hexol. It's really difficult to ever get another 4v5. FlyQuest made it to the fight, but Cloud9's pushing us to 3. Lounge, how are we going to pick a player of the game here?
It's kind of going to be tough, right?
Scheiß Opfer.
At points,
Hasse ich die alle sehr.
just kind of a, comp diff. And
So
it's very
disgusting.
difficult.
Ja, zweites Game am Stück, wo es einfach kommt für solche fucking Loser. Weiß ich nicht, ich hasse die so sehr. Ich hasse die so sehr. Ach, ist over? Tschüss. Boah. Ja, tatsächlich. Gut bezahlt tatsächlich.
Because like for me, this was such a back and forth. I'm interested
Sehr
in
gut
kind
bezahlt
of this one
tatsächlich.
because we were trying to record so many of the other past fights to see how FlyQuest would win, and then maybe C9 is going to win.
Sehr gut bezahlt tatsächlich.
With Baron had already taken down Thanatos earlier on in that last play.
So, versuchen wir nochmal hochzuladen, oder? Es ist wirklich den ganzen Tag einfach Vodafone so katastrophal gewesen.
So, I mean, to me,
Zinzhao,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
But I mean, I felt like it
Also 1,2 Millionen, ja, das waren über 2 Millionen, 100%. Mal wie viele da gewartet haben an dem Pier. Da weiß schon, was abgeht.
down, so they go in for this engage onto APA, but Blabber gets into the backline. The Senna ult
So, ist mein Upload immer noch geknallt oder
Senna ult plus the Crescent Guard hitting the
geht's jetzt das Hochladen?
3 people lost 50
Ich hatte nämlich so 7 Series zum Hochladen.
once, and I felt like that really did.
Nee, es geht immer nicht. Oh mein Gott, das ist so crazy. No joke, das ist so crazy, dass es einfach nicht funktioniert.
It's a low chance to win against
Ist geknallt, das ist so crazy. Er ist wieder gefixt.
Absolutely love this about
Ich bin actually mind blown, dass es nicht funktioniert,
I
ne?
love that they decided to overload topside
Wow. Stream Starter, ja. Alles gut. Hab's ausgemacht. Ich dachte vielleicht jetzt können wir es hochladen. 30 Millionen gemacht. Krass. Ja, ihr habt ja so keine Ahnung von Geld, wenn es um Streaming und so weiter geht. 30 Millionen, oder?
We're not even going to answer the push, and we're going to catch out the Renekton, we're going to kill him, and then we're going to try to turn this into something else. You know, they base, they try to look for a fight.
Ich lade es einfach nachher hoch. Ist gut. Ich lade nachher und morgen noch rein.
Yeah, same.
You have this really deep TP, and I felt like he needed to drift for the engage instead of just going for the wave. I think he's realizing, oh, I'm going to be in there too far, but Quad is arriving at the same time, and if Quad is arriving...
Ja, Polymorph glänzt von der Rest der Duration des Abends, also kann man Ability usen, aber nicht, ey, what? 30 Millionen ist Ability viel, Bruder. 30 Millionen ist...
Yeah, that was actually...
Ja, ihr seht, ja.
It does end up being a winning fight.
Wenn ihr das jetzt hört, dann refresh mal den Stream kurz, weil ihr habt wahrscheinlich Delay wieder aufgebaut wegen Packet Loss.
He's just untouched.
I mean, my thing is, like, if Blabber actually plays the fight slowly and is just focusing on Griffin and Gakkos, this is actually good. It's the fact that he full sends it on Masu, so then the 3 members can kill him, while, like, they're all fully healthy. I think it's actually Blabber that makes the mistake here. Yeah, Masu's untouched, but the fact that he tries to touch him, the fact that he tries to...
Warum flasht dieser fucking Dog da rein? Kann mir das einer erklären?
But they do end up taking the win. But
Es ist actually insane, dieser Typ. Dieser Typ ist so unglaublich braindead. Mental. Mental.
Yeah, and the other thing that had happened in previous C9 fights that didn't happen here, because Blabber, if you want to rewind, but because Blabber goes too far forward, APA actually follows him. In previous fights, he had also been kind of the actual damage dealer that a lot of people were forgetting because they were either focusing to try to get onto the Senna, Seraphine, who are also buffed with new Static Shiv, Hextech Soul at this point in the game, which is just absolutely nasty to have to go into.
It's crazy.
That they'd forget that APA was kind of there, but that he ended up having to go so far forward in tandem with Blabber. APA takes, I am the only wait, who didn't vote?
Raz abstained.
Oh, I did say, but it was very late in the game. I said APA. Okay. So mine would have been an APA anyway.
So it would have been an APA anyway. Yeah. I mean, APA, I think, played a really, really good game.
Yeah, he did.
The key targets that people were looking for was trying to one-shot the Senna and the Seraphine.
Bei der 20 Millionen gecallt. Oh, das ist zu viel, oder? Ich weiß, ich kann, also Freddy wird es besser wissen als ich. Freddy weiß 100% besser als ich. 30 Millionen. Kommt das hin? Weiß ich nicht. Willst du später kommt noch was? Hier kommt noch Game 3 und dann noch eine Serious Duos. Alle Zeit der Welt. Wir sind ja wahrscheinlich da bis um 3 oder sowas heute.
It's kind of nice because I've
been 3, denke ich.
This, right? I think it was an NIP IG game where I saw this same trade, but the Xinjiao was on the side of the Seraphine set, or the Ashe, on the Ashe side of it. So I'm glad because I do think Senna is quite strong, and I think especially when partnered with the Seraphine and with Xinjiao being the difference maker in this comp, I did really love that initial 3 from C9.
I agree. It was really cool, and now we got a very tight series here, 1-1.
Ja, beide Games bisher Draft entschieden, meiner Meinung nach. Mal schauen, was in Game 3 dann möglich ist.
Are you smarter than?
They're winning. You got this. All right, eyes on the screen. Eyes on the screen.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Chempunk.
Oh no, we got it. 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 We got it.
Instant replay.
Voll das Arm immer, aber das Armeffekt kann nicht geglänzt oder mitgehalten werden. Also nur aha, interesting.
Okay, I hit it first. IRM name I don't know in English. 화공 펑크 사슬검. Is it right?
Sounds, yeah, funk. That sounds right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Wait.
Do you know what stats it gives you?
350 HP. Fuck. 450.
So I'm done? Yeah, you're done. That's right. That's right. You try your best.
All right, you got
switch
this.
the buzzers.
Switch the buzzer.
Yeah,
Let's switch the buzzer.
Suddenly, we're going to start getting it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Banner of Command.
Banner of Command. Banner of Command.
Easy one.
Yes.
You are old.
Yes.
What is this?
Banner of Command?
Yes.
I have no idea what the stats are, but I'll just guess. 200 health?
Nope.
Hey.
Oder was waren das für Stats gerade?
You got this.
All right. No more cheating here. No more cheating.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
All right, Emily?
I'm not cheating. We switched the buzzers.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Holding a Hollow Radiance.
I actually don't even know the.
Es ist Hollow Radiance.
I don't think I know either.
Hollow Radiance.
The feathers cap?
No.
I don't know this item name.
It's called Raptor's Cloak.
Was?
What does it do?
It gave you 30 armor and 125%.
Sieht Hollow Radiance nicht genau gleich aus?
And gave you move speed when
Nee,
moving towards turrets.
aber ähnlich.
Okay, my bad. All right.
3,
Ähnlich.
2, 1, go.
Wiggles Lantern.
Oh, this is your most famous item.
Wiggles Lantern.
It gives AD health and allows you to drop 1 ward.
That's enough detail, because
Yeah! 2 points.
Sexy. So, ihr pathetic Fucks bei C9, wie wär's, wenn wir jetzt ein Game gewinnen? Lass jetzt mal ein Game gewinnen. Wie scheiße waren die Items früher? Ja, aber das hatte, also das war halt trotzdem OP, das Item, ne? Das war trotzdem OP. Und die neue Version war nicht... War das eine alte Version davon? Weil ich weiß, dass die neueste Version gab, war doch mit Vamscepter und so. Also die neuere Version war mit Vamscepter, also das muss die alte Version gewesen sein, oder nicht? Oder bin ich am Trippen? Dim, 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 dim. Ja, kurz auf Toilette in Game 3. Hoffentlich mit einem guten Draft von C9, sonst Crashot. Sonst Crashot.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Game 3. FlyQuest versus C9 has been a banger so far. FlyQuest were on the precipice of the 2-0, but Jat, they just couldn't get across the finish line at C9's Nexus turrets. Getting a little overeager, so C9 even out the series.
It was a good game. I think it's been a really good series. Both games have had a lot of back and forth action. I mean, in that game, FlyQuest had at one point a 5-for-0 ace. And then couldn't outscale the Senna Seraphine. But the joy of Fearless is all these big Deathball Healy comps that have been dominated the first 2 games. They're out of here.
Yep.
Let's see what they throw out in Game 3.
No more Ezreal Karma. No more Ashe Seraphine. Even though we didn't technically see the Ashe Seraphine. Yeah, no more Senna. Yeah. We're gonna have
ihr pathetic Fucks bei
from
C9.
this point forward, okay?
Wie machen wir's?
Well,
Ruinieren wir uns hier den Sonntagabend oder wie machen wir's?
Because Griffin's had some dishonest picks. The jump shed into Vi, it's actually just a good pick. Yeah.
So, ihr scheiß Loser.
People should do it. It seems like an amazing answer to Vi. Will he pull out the jungle Nasus?
Okay, well, here's a dishonest pick off of there. The Nocturne turns the lights off. That's not very honest.
True. Very unfair.
Yeah. Orianna as well off the table, so that combo's doubly banned.
No Pantheon ban yet.
True. That could rise up as on the dishonest tier list. Pantheon Ultimate is also fairly dishonest, although it does kind of tell you when it's coming, which is a little more honest than Nocturne. We gotta make the most dishonest champs. Shaco's #1, 100%.
That is true.
Yeah.
Although the most honest champs are often the worst. Because it just feels dishonest.
Garen, pretty honest. Pretty honest.
No, I don't think so. He silences you and one-shots you before you can do anything.
True. He does like half health you with his ultimate. That's not very honest.
Agreed.
Pantheon
Open.
We'll come back to that one.
FlyQuest, I mean, C9 is daring them to first pick the Pantheon.
Pretty much. I mean, Talia's is not going to be paired with it, but that's banned from FlyQuest side, and obviously it's still just a good pick on its own as well. But no! FlyQuest instead locking the Bard.
There might be debate. I think Bard's pretty honest. I think you can see all of his skill shots.
True.
It's a highly skilled champion. It doesn't feel super cheap.
Your magical journey can lead to some dishonest like flanks.
Yeah, but it's all like it's the correct amount of telegraph.
It's also
skill.
It's also evened out by sometimes you accidentally ult your own team. If you've been on my team in solo queue, you've experienced this.
Yes.
And that equals out the dishonesty of the portal. So you know what? I like that. Corki, honest champ, Nami as well. Bot lane locked in for C9, and it looks like it's gonna be answered by FlyQuest.
Of course.
Ist ja Barber Gaming so? Nope, wir hassen ihn.
And he always does this. He loves it.
Yeah.
He loves Jin.
It calls to
Jin Bard mit Corki Nami. Kann nicht mehr. Der spielt danach Team Liquid gegen Line.
It's just the Jin mask.
Das ist eigentlich das spannendere Match noch, to be honest.
Feels
Danach.
like he's picked Jin more than he has. This is only his 3rd Jin of the spring split.
It's just you really feel each of those Jin picks in the past.
I know, dude. He's the Jin guy.
Okay, hear me out though. There's no Scion, there's no Cassante, like the big tank. I guess Ornn, maybe C9 go for an Ornn, unless FlyQuest lock it in. No, they go for the
Six Talia raus, was hat denn AP da geht noch? Oh nein, der spielt Azir rein, oder?
It's in top lane if FlyQuest wanted to set it.
Oh je, der spielt Azir in die Scheiße rein.
Let's see if C9 find a tank that they want to play, because
Katastrophe.
Jin early in the draft, I immediately started having alarm bells go off saying, hard to take down tanks, so can C9 find ways to fit those in the comp?
He's 3 of the 8 Jin games. So it makes sense that he's the Jin guy. And Anivia, blind picked here, can be top mid flex. I also really have appreciated Blabber's tank play.
There's a tank.
In defining series. So this gives them a lot of solo lane flexibility as well, since Sejuani is just incredibly at ganking for melees. And I just feel like Blabber's had great performances on the Sejuani late in series.
Das Schwein auf 3.
Get more melee champions in top and mid to pair with the Sejuani, help stack up that passive stun. I'm expecting though Anivia to be held as a counter pick for a very long time. FlyQuest using that to their advantage. Technically also could be support, but I don't imagine anyone's playing Bard top lane these days. But again, it's about planting the siege yet, because then you look really
spielt nach TL gegen Lion.
happen later. As Mbessa's banned out from C9 side.
Es ist actually insane. Am besser Ulti ist impossible zu treffen, by the way. Wenn du nicht, also das ist legit ein Champion, den kannst du eigentlich nur mit Vi spielen.
They just don't care about Pantheon anymore. And we're not missing it. We haven't played Pantheon. It's not banned. Just not picked. Blabber's played 4 Sejuani games now. It's his most played.
Ooh.
It's shocking, actually.
I feel like, is any other jungler in the LCS playing Sejuani right now? I can't really like, and I have a notoriously bad memory. So I shouldn't say this with much confidence, but I don't think I've seen anyone else play it.
I'll get you. I'm sure someone's.
All right, well, either way, it's going to be Blabber's pick here. It's front line for the Corki and the Nami, and again, it's a tank that's hard. It makes it hard for Jin to actually chew through a front line, and C9's kind of doubling down, saying we're not going to give you other tools to get through a front line. Vayne is taken off the table as well.
Yeah, top lane pick in these games, very important. Jose, Inspired, and Hambach are the others to play.
There we go.
But it's only 1 each. And then Blabber's played a 4.
Okay.
So he's more the Sejuani guy than Masu is even the Jin guy.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. I like that. We're keeping track of everybody's champ pools. We're going to have next episode of Pocket Picks. Blabber, Sejuani. Clearly, everyone, when you think Blabber
and the Sejuani, those are the 2 picks that come to mind.
Well, die wollen auf jeden Fall nah haben. Okay.
So a lot of top lane focus.
So, kommen jetzt die Tristana Toplane von Gakkos. Ja, perfekt für eine Toplane gebannt, right? Das heißt, sie müssen Counter ready haben im Kopf. Vayne raus, Varus raus, Jace raus, Yorick raus. Kommt Tristana top?
love to see a Thanatos Gnar game. It's his best.
Ich werde nicht stressen, aber gibt es News zu dem More Clear Restock? Heute war er nicht dabei. Ich wüsste es nicht. Ich sag, sobald ich es weiß, sage ich die Angebote immer. Boah, Tristan ist ein gutes Matchup gegen Gnar.
But Gnar has the range. He can also hop over your wall, so it's a little harder. So I'm expecting that to be quad. And there's Mundo now locked in for FlyQuest. And now we get our answer. Is what will Gakkos be playing? Is it still the Anivia?
Ja, danke, kein Problem. Einfach weiter Augen aufhalten.
Great question. You could see the gears turning for Griffin, whether he wanted to play the Pantheon or the Mundo. A little bit more scaling.
Kommt da Anivia? Okay.
And if they lock this way, it's just a long-range poke comp, and that's what this is. This is a long-range poke comp.
Ja, Poke gegen All-In-Comp oder Poke gegen Engage-Comp. Xerath, oder? No joke. Xerath denke für APA. Aber Xerath gegen Bart halt scheiße, aber ich glaube, es ist ein Xerath denke.
Slow blabber down, looking for the engages. They do have damage, they do have range. And they have Bard in.
Sind die gut genug, um Range Advantage zu spielen auf. Okay.
Oh, Twisted Fate for APA as well.
Okay, kann ich mitarbeiten.
Classic for him. Back in his rank 1 solo queue days, big map play coming through for TF.
Yeah, and I will say last game.
Well, wenn der Kaki nicht gut im Game ist, wenn der Kaki nicht gut im Game ist, dann ist das Game unplayable.
LCS history. Masu was 25th.
Ansonsten ist er playable.
We were highlighting that. Yeah. APA almost caught up and
Topside Champions von FlyQuest gefallen mir 0 zusammen, to be fair.
Off the top of my head, 3,853.
That's crazy. You just know that.
I do.
You weren't reading.
Die gefallen mir 0 zusammen, die 3 Champs.
That's how I
well,
do
you're
it.
honest champ, Jet. There we go.
I will say, I think we might have some deep.
Mir garantiert das Mini, ja. FlyQuest Top Korean 9 ist in Türkei.
The bounties are bigger than they've ever been. Yeah. I feel like we've had a lot of these.
Lohnt sich noch wach zu bleiben? Nein. Nein. Wenn die Frage ist, lohnt sich wach zu bleiben? Nein.
A lot of them are from the
Punkt.
last 2 years.
Okay, honestly.
But still 29th of 3,853.
Nein, Punkt.
All right,
Immer die Antwort, nein.
Leo, our stats guy, go back and find the oldest in the top 25. So in the top 25, which one is the oldest stat? I'm gonna guess like 2018 is probably the oldest.
I'm gonna say.
That's just off the top of my head.
I'm gonna say 2016.
2016, a little earlier. All right, well, we'll see. FlyQuest versus C9, game 3, loaded onto the Rift. If FlyQuest win this game, they lock top 4. If C9 win this game, they continue the undefeated series streak going into next week versus Team Liquid, who have the chance to do the same. They play against Lion after this series today. There's a chance we get 2 undefeated teams going up against each other in the final weekend. That would be hype. But FlyQuest, of course, trying to put a stop to that. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jat, though. What do you think FlyQuest chances are with this composition? You've talked about the strength, its range, there's some damage in there. Do you like it? Do you think it is a good draft?
Wegen Damage im Drop von FlyQuest erneut. Die Top-Side gefällt mir überhaupt nicht zusammen. Was macht der Typ?
Sure. That's going to set you up pretty good in the bot lane.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't love it. It's just really hard.
Bei der Folge wurden die Games gewonnen. Game 1 Fly, Game 2 C9.
Requires a lot of patience, things that FlyQuest typically hasn't had. It's just have a massive amount of poke, but then I also, it's more that I like C9 just because I know that TF Gnar can apply so much pressure. Because if the Gnar starts doing well, the TF can really snowball it. And we have just the guy to answer this question. Raz is standing by with C9's I will dominate.
Oh, beleidige sie bitte.
First questions, there's a lot of action in the level 1. What's your read on the level 1 so far?
I mean, it looks fine for us. We have Nami sustain in lane, so trading a little bit is okay. Looks like we're going to be able to not get dove 4 times this game, so happy with this.
There was a scare that FlyQuest would take the 2-0 after the last one, but there was a bit of a clutch on being able to take that fight in your base. What's your read on just like what you guys need to be able to improve to take this one?
I mean, I think last game we have just been making mistakes. We're like pretty far ahead. We almost lost with Sold 2 games, so we're getting a lot of the Drakes. We're in good spots in the game, but we're overplaying, which is, I guess, common theme for us at this point. You know, we've thrown multiple games on stage now, so we're working on it. But what I'm happy with is that everyone's aware of the conditions in games, so we're making plans that make sense. We know what's happening. We're just misplaying a lot, like when we're in the situation itself. So obviously, we just need to be a little bit more cognizant
Sein Arsch schlägt nicht viel,
of the
Bippo.
angles they're going to take. FlyQuest is obviously super aggressive team, right? Like they just want to run at you and fight you all over the place. And a lot of times we're just like thinking that they're giving, but they're not actually giving. And then the fight starts and it ends up being it should be good for us, but it ends up being bad because we're not prepared for like what's happening.
So what's the message of this game? You got the Twisted Fate. It looks like
Guter Read von Griffin.
mentality is to play
Sehr guter Read von Griffin.
So what did you tell the team?
I mean, honestly, I don't even think we need to play sides in order to win this game. I think Corki Nami is extremely strong. Both games, we've been drafting things where we're like stronger than them on mid-waves.
Sehr, sehr geiler Read von Griffin gewesen, by the way. Jetzt ist Double Crapped.
So I don't really think that it
Sexy Read von Griffin hier.
works like that. We can just end up hitting the front line. I think this Mundo will die at some point. Once we have items and we have damage, we have Gnar, we have Corki with Nami. You know, Blabber is the goat of using Spellbook on Sejuani, which I believe he has. I mean, he normally has it every game. Yeah. So we'll have Ignite at some point for that guy as well. So yeah, I mean, I think it should be good.
All right, appreciate it. We're gonna send straight back to the casters, and you can watch the game.
Thank you very much, Raz, and I will dominate for giving that.
Oh, feinster Hate-Wort zum Einschlafen, keine Sorge. Kriegst du. Was hältst du von Syndra für APA gehalten? Well, Problem ist, Syndra sehr anfällig gegen auch Bard und Anivia Wall, oder? Mit TF in meinem Kopf ist irgendwie weniger anfällig. Auch wenn er natürlich auch ein Ranged, also ein Champion ohne Escape ist. Kann ich so ganz erklären, aber ja.
I feel like competitive integrity is the issue there. You know?
I don't care. I just want to see it.
Yeah, good point.
It's just a regular season. C9's going to win anyway. Turn it off in playoffs.
We saw Sven's stats there, all-time on Corki. Looking pretty good. Speaking of stats, Jat, Rockstar stats guy Leo actually has an update for us on the question I asked of what's the oldest one. I said 2018, he said 2016.
I did.
For who's in the top 25 damage per minute, like how far back does that stat go?
Yeah. And it was actually 2016.
You were right.
Leo got the stat. Wild Turtle did 1,571 damage per minute on Sivir, which does really confirm the damage per minute inflation. That
it takes a Sivir, probably in a 50-minute game, I would imagine.
Yeah, likely. The reason I said 2016 is I remember World Finals that year had a 70-minute game where Core JJ did 100,000 damage on Zyra, and I'm like, if Zyra can do like 1,300 damage per minute, something was juiced in that season that is going to carry over. But that's random stat brain that doesn't matter.
Yeah, also here for production, it was a 40-minute game that Wild Turtle was able to pull that
Just
off. So
smurfed it then.
Now, can APA do it on Twisted Fate? He did it. He got 29.
Hard no.
No, okay.
But Quad, to me, has the potential to have some high DPM this game.
Okay.
And Sven. Because if it gets late enough, to Dom's point, and if Sven is actually always stronger on mid-wave, he's going to have a lot of...
Upgrade Smite. Das ist es nicht.
Getting pushed out from the Dragon. Griffin had started this up and Blabber will spot it, but the smite is true. And Griffin gets the Dragon and gets out. That's 2 games in a row now.
Wait a minute.
Just get on spawn, Dragon takes.
Wait, hold on. That was really impressive. That was 530, and it looked like he smote it from 1,000, so he already had his upgraded smite. There was so much happening with the stats.
Der wegen Double Crap halt. Double Crap, Double Full Clear.
I'm gonna go check. You know, play
Ja, Double Crap, Double Full Clear, of course.
Really clever to get the upgraded smite that early.
We were distracted.
Naja, aber Double Crap bekommen.
But for right now,
Ist nicht so deep.
Dragon picked up by FlyQuest and a wave in a good spot for Cryogen and Mastu. Blabber will get up to get that top scuttle crab as Sven actually jumps forward. Valkyrie's aggressively on the Mastu and Cryogen. Actually even had the Valkyrie to get back, so he's just walking up there.
Yeah,
so good trades bot side, and then Blabber does get the top crab.
This is your moment, Kangas. I'm still watching Griffin's jungle pathing.
Okay, go for it. Reset from Masu in the bottom side here. Cryogen will try and get as much of the CS as possible, but this is now kind of more reminiscent of game number 1 as the bubble lands, and Sven's got the damage. First blood for C9. I'm just saying, reminiscent of game number 1.
Wo ist die Abhängigkeit beim TL-Spiel später? Also die sind schon ziemlich gut. Ich glaube da, also ich bin jetzt nicht delusional. Ich bin jetzt nicht super delusional so. Was aktuell der Brand clear Timer? Boah, ich habe vorhin gespielt, ich weiß gar nicht, was meiner war.
So he's definitely off to the races on Mundo, but that won't matter if Sven gets too fed.
Against Blabber, of all junglers as well, getting both crabs, very impressive.
Blabber must be seething secretly.
Yeah, he got the 3rd crab. That's the one that matters, truly. Didn't get the Dragon contest, as now FlyQuest will look to contest at the Raptors. Blabber stunned up. Griffin's there with Cryogen in his back pocket. Has the CC immunity, that's a flash from Blabber. Gets to safety under the turret with the Arctic Assault, but that is a Summoner Spell down.
Mundo Klimmer noch schnell, ja. Der Nerf war relativ fake, denke ich.
I will say though, if that's going to happen to Blabber, he's on the right champion to do it. One of his games, this split where he fell most far behind was against.
Das ist Spellbook TP.
That CP from Blabber coming down. He's got the spellbook. Big damage.
Geiler.
Forward again. They have the Twisted Fate Destiny coming
Geiler Collapse, Mann. Und Griffin flasht da rein. Bist du dumm? Warum ist der da gerade reingeflasht? Oh mein Gott, die sind so am fucking Feeden. Oh, GG. Morgen 8 Arbeit, das Game noch dann pennen. Ja. Ja.
Early TP punishes the invade. Then once the Bard portal is used, it's when APA can TP on the TF. And now Masu can't get back to the wave. This is beautifully done by Blabber and Vulcan to zone Masu off of his own turret temporarily. He's gonna move now.
This tug and pull of the jungle matchup is Crygen's actually gonna walk.
Macht er eine super Call? Das ist es nicht, aber das war extrem disgusting von Griffin. Und ich hab's euch gesagt, er sagt, gefederter Corki gleich Freeman. Gefederter Corki gleich Freeman.
And instantly we see it happen. Another crab contest.
Griffin wants it, pushing it towards his carries. That's good. Nice fight.
That's 3.
Die sind eine Solid hinten, ich fresse.
3-1 in the crab count.
Wahrscheinlich die größten Griefer der Welt.
Wait a minute.
This is something's wrong.
I have only got 1 of 4 crabs.
This is Ben who did
this. Has never happened.
We'll see why he paused right now. Hopefully they can resolve it quick.
Hoffentlich schlägt der Blauer in die Fresse.
Pretty quick, but the beginning of this game very favorable for C9. Getting
Kurz Pause into Fresse reinschlagen.
Difficult for the Jin Bard to move.
No, I don't read lips. By the way,
are you gonna try?
No, I was just pointing out that Sven was tapping his microphone mic. I'm assuming it's an audio issue. APA was also tapping his.
Was Interview danach? Nope.
Between the two of them, it looks like they're checking on what the.
Was kriegen wir in den Game für ein Gym-Bild? Letztes Mal ist Masu, glaube ich, den No-Damage-Bild gegangen.
Hopefully it's a fast fix.
If there is something to work on, we do not have a lip reader currently on staff.
Do you know that?
No.
Flagge ist für ein bisschen Damage? Ja, erneut, ich mache die komplette Topside. Die Topside im Vakuum, die Champions, not bad. Zusammen, schwierig.
We need a John Boy for Legends.
Schwierig.
Looks like we don't actually need that. Back to live, there's a quick pause.
You were right though, you were a body language expert there.
Yes. As currently it's still a lead for C9.
Im Grunde, nee, ich glaube das zweite Mal erst, dass sie im Gulag spielen. Was hat Blauer falsch gemacht? Oh, jetzt in dem Game nicht. Das Jahr über und letztes Jahr sehr viel. Das ist bei mir, ich bin nachtragend. Ich bin tatsächlich sehr nachtragend, wenn es um sowas geht. Aber dieses Game nicht. Das war einfach ein extrem guter Read von Griffin hier. In dem Game. Sehr, sehr guter Read von Griffin, da zur Top Grab zu gehen. Wo ist das Studio? In LA. Das Gulag ist quasi auch in LA. Also es ist einfach das ist Basement.
I believe smited one of those away. Griffin's still sticking around. Nope, it looks like it was Griffin smiting the first, now Blabber. Either way, it's 1-1. No one's gonna get all 3.
2025 Finals, ja, zweimal, by the way, oder dreimal sogar. 2025 dreimal. 2026 schon einmal. Scheiß Freak. Und Chaos aus LA. Stimmt, oder?
Yeah, he's in Nivea top.
I'm being honest.
We'll see kind of how it manifests in the gold right now. With Sven having 4,500 and then Masu being all the way down to 3.3k. FlyQuest bottom lane is getting absolutely slammed. I think this happens so often with Mundo jungle. So you can get tricked a little bit with Mundo since I just feel like he's such a bad ganker early. If you don't have the stronger 2v2, the other team can just repeatedly dominate that lane.
Sure.
And that's what C9's done a good job of here. So even though Griffin is getting the CS advantage, yes, he double crabbed and got the early Drake, the TF and the Sejuani have just done a great job adding to the advantage that Sven and Vulcan are creating with their Pokemon.
And now Sven with the Trinity Force completed. I mean, we see
Wer ist momentan der beste Jungle der Welt? Schwierig zu sagen. Tarzan hat heute das beste Jungle Game des Jahres gehabt. Game 2, JDG gegen BLG, JDG gegen Anyone's Legend. Bestes Jungle Game des Jahres. Von Tarzan. Owner? Nö, würde ich nicht sagen. Tarzan, Owner. Schöner Play. Tarzan, Owner. Kanavi, Canyon. Kannst du alle Case mitmachen. Pazu. Auch für Paul Panther kannst du Case machen, ja.
might not even need to wait for the late game. Dom was saying at some point in this game, the Mundo will die. I wasn't expecting 11 minutes for the second one. They burned through his Mundo
Gibt Valid Calls.
multiple times
Schwierig einzuschätzen.
Sven is really off to the races on the Corki.
3-0-1.
Ich, an einem guten Tag, ja.
That is 100% kill participation so far, as he now is in the mid lane and has completed the role quest. He's not even in his lane. He's the only person on Summoner's Rift that has that completed right now.
Whew. So that's just going to add to his temporary power. Snowball, get a little bit of extra gold out of his minions, completing it early. Role quests.
Die schlägt sich schon auch gut, auch in Contention.
Because they all kind of complete around the
Skimmer,
same time.
nope.
But, I mean, Masu
Aber Skimmer, das ist auch gut.
far away from it, so we'll have to track how long he waits to end up getting his, because he's still running out mid lane, so it's going to be stacking up a lot slower.
I see Cryogen hovering topside right now, just reminding us that there is an Nibia.
Yep.
Gyakos exists.
Good reminder.
On track for the triple donut.
This does count as a carry pick. He's not, though, because he's losing as well. You need to be 0-0-0 and win. And you can't say
Thanatos on track.
You can't say it before 20 minutes.
Ja, 22 Uhr, by the way, guys. Okay. Nächsten Samstag, 22 Uhr. Das wichtigste Game des Jahres.
You know what? I can get behind this.
Für mich.
Guardrails.
Just like
Then I'm down for it.
Wenn sie ihn einen da knallen lässt, dann könnte es wirklich, also, dann kann ich mir nichts mehr garantieren am Samstag.
See how that felt. Sven getting more plates in the mid lane right now. I mentioned before, it's reminiscent of game 1, where he was bot lane, gets multiple plates there, goes mid, gets multiple plates there. It's just gold injection on the Sven, 2K in the lead on the Corki.
Yeah, absolutely. Game 1 was so long ago, it's easy to forget that the Ezreal Karma from C9 was kind of dominating that game. They were 2000.
Seht ihr, was ich sehe? Ich sehe dann Ignite bei Blau, das heißt, er kann nicht Smite benutzen.
Masu was able to do
Jesus Christ.
damage.
And this time Sven has not thrown under turret. As the Temper Fate will land.
Flash nach oben.
Binding timed perfectly onto APA.
Kann er Tobi Fair nichts gegen machen, by the way. Also, das war perfekt getimed. Ich dachte, mit Game Tier ist Line. Also, das war perfekt getimter Bot-Q. Perfekt getimter Bot-Q. Er hat den Flash durchbekommen auch.
He dies nonetheless. See if C9 can get some plates here.
Immer Protoplasm auf Sejuani. Hardset auf dem Mundo ist okay. Dann für Like wahrscheinlich, ich glaube nicht. Also außer Sven Grease komplett. Aber ich glaube, später wird es sehr schwer zu spielen für FlyQuest mit TF Rapid Fire. Extrem schwer.
Blabber can kind of go where he wants. It's going to be really difficult for Griffin to get back into this game because the mid lane pressure is just absolutely relentless from C9.
Yeah. I mean, with this pressure, he's able to get a crab, so all things are back to normal as Masu uses the cleanse instantly on the slow from the ultimate. I don't believe that actually connected either way. He's able to get away.
Yeah, just got the cleanse. That's all he was looking for.
Ja, Blabber ist komplett am Griefen. Das ist immer noch nicht. Also, das hat er ja. Das war im gleichen Matchup. Er gegen Inspired auf Jarvan und das war genau dasselbe Problem. Er hatte keinen Smite für so 5 Minuten, weil er halt das Ignite nicht benutzt hat. Es ist so insanely grief.
I'm just gonna call it the glue grooves.
Yeah, you're just committing to that.
I like that name.
Okay, it's a good one.
Es ist actually insanely grief. Macht es nicht.
When you think about it, you'll always understand, so that's why I'm okay with it for now.
Oh, nice sidestep there from Sven, or rather Valkyrie away from the stun. It looks like FlyQuest are focused on this bottom side right now, pushing back Thanatos, getting damage onto this turret. This allows C9 some space to go for the Herald and also do a similar thing on the top side. Difference being that a Nibia wave clear.
Man glaube aber nicht auf übers Raptor Pit nicht drauf geachtet. Keine Ahnung.
And on that note, I mean, between Hui and Anivia, they have a lot of wave clear on FlyQuest side. It can be tough for C9 to actually get in here. Destiny popped. It looks like it's not being channeled right now. I believe that was just for information.
Oh no, that was so interesting. Quad was an auto away from finishing the bot turret and getting first turret of the game. He backed off because of the TF ult.
Ooh.
Kein Flash auf Sven, Mann. Er ist tot. So ein fucking dumb Death schon wieder. Kann meine Sejuani jetzt irgendwo ihr fucking Ignite benutzen, damit sie Smite wieder hat? Oder du hast seit 5 Minuten kein Smite wieder. Es ist immer dasselbe. Hallo Reste. Ich glaube, hier ging es eher darum, dass sie einfach nicht, dass sie nicht in die Anivia Mitte spielen wollten, I guess.
But no turret taken from C9 side, because they were trying to get that pressure on top side. It's punished by FlyQuest.
Du Nuttensohn, bitte Ignite jemanden. Q jetzt in die Wave rein und Ignite diesen Jhin, bevor ich mich vergesse.
Okay, C9 might get the mid turret.
Warum fährst du?
The first turret mid, as they have the Herald charge, and this should be enough, and there we go.
Bitte Ignite ihn einfach.
The TF ultimate does push back quad and buys enough time for C9 in the extended play to get that injection of gold. That would have been a way for FlyQuest to try and equalize, like you were highlighting. Now C9 are 2.5K ahead.
Still a big fan
Ignite ihn.
of Quad's way. He's 1-0. He's just gonna, like, it's not a pick that other people are excelling on, but he's just always had such a good performance on.
Nicht ulten. Ignite ihn einfach. Dankeschön. Danke. Vielen Dank.
Currently it's quad topside for a FlyQuest, and he's got TP. Blabber stuck in the wall. He just cannot move.
Können wir ulten? Ja, wollte gerade sagen.
Throws out the ultimate. Now Sven trying to get the damage on the Gakkos. Valkyrie's away.
Nicht Eggprocken. Ohne Eggprock ist sogar noch besser.
Able to land the
Ja.
engage that time. Cryogen had been pretty lethal with those on defense so far.
I mean, it looked cool, but I am just... How is FlyQuest gonna do damage? It's gonna...
Ja, ja, machen sie nicht. Machen sie nicht. Es ist over. Es ist over. Right?
But they use all their spells to kill like one dude.
Oh Gott.
And they don't even take him down. I mean, Blabber's still...
Oh, Jesus Maria.
Gets the dragon, gets out of there. Maybe they go for Thanatos.
Boah, die Anivia ist first time, by the way.
Gakkos and Thanatos yet again.
Anivia ist first time and it shows. Ulti waved. Moron.
Frost. No wave anymore. Gakkos trying to sidestep. Now curtain call plus Destiny. Gakkos has to go.
Oh mein Gott, der lebt. Die Anivia ist komplett first time, ich sag's euch.
Healing from Vulcan. Masu's there to close it out. As Thanatos will finally fall. Now Griffin looking for more in the jungle. APA goes down. FlyQuest just found 2.
They're wizards. They're wizards, Kangas. How are they getting 2 kills here? That was the sloppiest, weirdest looking dive, and they get 2 kills off of it. Actually, they finished off Thanatos and they run down APA in the jungle, who's trying to support the play.
Yeah, I mean, when they commit, they commit. FlyQuest like to fight, and they did it just there. I will note Sven got kind of cashed out in the mid lane. He got 3 plates on the tier 2 turret, but let's get another look at this.
Yeah, so Quad lands the Hwei ultimate, gets Thanatos very low, and then is just trying to get the minions in. Teleport comes in for Gakkos, but unable to really trap him with this wall because he wasn't able to land the stun. Thanatos just doing his best to buy as much time as possible. And right here, actually, just hopping out of the curtain call, which was poorly aimed by Masu.
Die haben AIDS.
And then, like, this flash into the wall.
Die haben AIDS.
When the Vulcan heal keeps him alive, but it gives vision for Masu to do damage.
Die haben AIDS.
And then the biggest thing is just down on the bottom side. AP had teleported in on TF earlier. They chase him down.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally flashed in his face.
Die haben AIDS.
Second time it happens today.
Vulcan, my man.
Woo.
Chill.
Hä?
Time it happens today.
Yeah, he did. I didn't see the flash. I saw him Destiny into the ground, but then I looked back towards the Anivia and the Jhin. So I didn't catch exactly there, but now back to live Blabbers onto the blue buff with Vulcan behind him. C9 can't let it affect them. Sven still massive lead. The entire gold lead for C9 is just their AD carry. So as long as they play around the Corki, they should be fine.
He almost killed the second inter turret. They're not messing around on mid-prio. Get mid-prio, get deep vision, play the whole game around Corki Nami. They, I mean, the power curve is just so off right now. Sven can bully Griffin back, so they're even trying to push him off Raptors, just take control of the whole map.
C9.
Aber es ist alles, es ist komplett fein, nichts Smite zu haben. Wenn dein Spell einer ist, den du auch jederzeit benutzen kannst, ist vollkommen okay. Heal, okay. Ghost, okay. Cleanse, okay. TP, okay. Alles fein. Solange du es dann auf einmal wieder benutzen kannst, den Spell. Sehr schöner Catch. Gutes Mechanics. Danke für die Bard-Ulti. Oh mein Gott, danke für die Bard-Ulti. Danke. Oh. Danke für deine Gaben. Danke für deine Gaben. Danke euch. Was? 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 Wie ist es möglich? Wie ist es möglich? Was?
FlyQuest continue to chase. APA trying to get some down here as the Anivia.
Was ist das für eine Kinderverarsche?
For FlyQuest. And I think that should herald the end of the fight. Another still on the Blabber.
But it's FlyQuest.
Yeah, they're still going. Now they back off.
You never know. Who would go for a fight here? If it's even a percentage chance that it works, FlyQuest is going for it. Wow. So in this fight, C9 used their global pressure with the TF and the NAR collapse to create a numbers advantage. And Nivea's in top lane resetting. So I like the look on TF here. Beautiful Mikhails from Cryogen to get Quad nearly out. But Meganar comes around from the side. It's a great look as they're able to get onto Quad and Griffin and just kill him. And then you think, like, okay, we lost our play, we're down most damage, maybe the fight is over. But well, we have a second control mage. We got backup one in the top lane with the Anivia, so we can still play this. Gakkos just ends up getting so much damage in through the spot.
Insanely broken ist Anivia.
And then the control ward from Griffin to pull off the late.
Wie insanely broken ist Anivia, bitte? Das ist nicht normal.
And keeps this game interesting.
Keeps it very interesting. APA actually topping the damage charts there, though. On the Twist of Fate, that's actually very surprising. But you see on the FlyQuest side, it was Gakkos. Quad went down early, Gakkos stepped up. Masu was also relatively untouched there.
Sven for the game, though, still 24,000.
Hey,
he's doing it.
It's over 1,000 per minute
already. Maybe he's another top 25 performer.
Could be. If we get 3 in a row that are top 30, I think your inflation
really confirms inflation
is pretty spot on.
DPM numbers here.
Takes the top tier. I wasn't ready for that one. FlyQuest will take the Dragon, stop the Stagger from C9. 2-2 on the Drake count, and Sanitos looks for even more. The tier 2's already fallen in the mid lane. C9 have multiple waves shoved in, and they might just get this whole turret here.
They really will. My goodness. So C9 keeping the pressure on. Nice ghost.
Yeah,
they dodges a lot of it.
He's good. So FlyQuest looks for a potential pick there. And with Quad making it in time, the turret will not go down, but that's 4 plates worth of gold picked up by C9, now 3,500 in the lead. It's no longer just Sven. Griffin on Mundo is the only one with the gold lead for FlyQuest. I would argue that's not where you necessarily want the money to go. That's the tank. You want it on things like Quay, things like Anivia, but in that front, C9 are holding the line on multiple members.
Yeah, it's still going to be a difficult game for Griffin and all of FlyQuest to play. Luckily, the Mountain Soul is still fairly delayed. So, like, there will become a point when the
Hallo?
do a ton of damage. No
Slow zu viel, oder nicht? Okay. War gelogen. Goldkarten spielen? Ja, gültig. Alles slow, slow. Was macht der Vulkan? Was macht der Vulkan? Leben, leben, leben. Oh, gültig. So gültig. Weiter, 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 weiter. Schau auf Griffin, schau auf Griffin. Ja, weiter. Sven Damage. Free win. Nash, 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 Nash. Nash, Nash.
Over the wall, had flash, gonna save it for next
3 wins.
fight. Double kill to Sven.
Nash, free win.
Stay undefeated and go to 6-0 if they can close this one out. That's a big team.
Willkommen zu Johnny, die Spells. Sie hat Anti-Spellbook dabei als Rune.
To a Baron as well. Gakkos gets stunned right at the start, going for a bit of a pick, and C9 says, wait a second, we're just stronger than you. Like, if Sven is not getting engaged onto, they're going to win these long fights every single time. And then Thanatos had perfect Meganar timing from his TP, just destroys the FlyQuest backline of Cryo Quad. And then it's just a long chase. Like, TF is much better in team fights than people will give him credit for when you're winning, because you just chase people down with gold card after gold card.
And I wanted to see at the end there if Masu had an angle to flash and try and get out of there. Either way, can have the summoner spell for the next fight, but that is Baron buff for C9.
Ein paar positive Attribute von Blabber. Er hat 10 Finger, 2 funktionierende Beine und er schafft es jeden Tag aufzustehen.
I'll say, knowing C9 fans, I don't think that that's going to make them feel much better, though.
No,
especially with how close the series
is. Together with Flex Tape.
That with Flex Tape.
I don't think it's meant to be, you know, comforting, but
I don't
it's
think
what
you're
it is.
supposed to be leaking. in that type of container right there. That's my guess. Is Destiny coming through to give information to C9? They know that Gakkos is relatively alone here, and that's going to be a Nivea egg with
Zuverlässig, in and out zuverlässig.
that one down. A pick in the side lane. Glacial Prison not going to land. Blabber.
Nenn mir drei Edelgase.
Through Cryogen and Matsu and everybody on FlyQuest.
Helium.
Get a double kill for their top laner.
Xenon. Und
Monster of a Corki performance and
irgendein, es gibt bestimmt noch einige.
to continue the win streak.
Helium und Xeon bin ich mir relativ sicher. Xenon.
This might be it. He's really close to that.
Neon, Argon, Krypton, Halogen. Gute Besserung.
C9 keep it together, losing game.
Gute Besserung, Freunde.
Back in the series, Thanatos dives on to Cryogen. A clean ace.
Sag ja, Freewin. Freewin. Und weiter undefeated. Nächste Woche gegen Team Liquid.
They're scaling. Sven Vulcan absolutely
Scheiß Freaks.
this game 3. 9-2-4 for Sven.
Sehr gut.
14 for Vulcan and